Chapter 554. Tong Tian Tower was boiling. Almost all the warriors were excitedly discussing about the Yu clan's third young master's various achievements. This Yu clan's third young master had always been a nobody. It was only until he and she joined hands to kill the Ocean Emperor Guanlan that this young man started to enter everyone's attention. Only then did the warriors of Tong Tian Tower know that the soaring dragon continent had a young man with abnormal strength. After that, when the Black Hell Army invaded the soaring dragon continent, his name was mentioned again. The Sea Clan even put a bounty of 10 million on his head, which became the highest bounty in the history of Tong Tian Tower. Immediately after, in the 6th floor of Tong Tian Tower, the Yu clan's third young master was intercepted by the Black Hell King at the teleportation circle, which made people break out in cold sweat for him. If it wasn't for Elder Nangong and the Southern Demon King coming to his rescue, many people would have thought that this outstanding young man's life would be in danger, and he would die prematurely. However, not even 10 days had passed. Who would have thought that this Yu clan's third young master would actually lead the Tong Tian Tower warriors to defeat the Heaven Realm warriors and return victorious? In Tong Tian Tower there would never be a lack of doubters. As the saying goes, seeing is believing. Did the Yu clan's third young master really defeat a Heaven Realm warrior and return? In front of the plaza of the Xia Kingdom's imperial city in the soaring dragon continent, the sea abyss manatee that was used as a slave beast to show the world what the truth was. Legend had it that 6,000 years ago, the abyss manatee, a super strong monster from Heaven Realm, came to Tong Tian Tower because of the war between the 3 great leaders of Heaven Realm and the Prison Emperor. One of them couldn't return to the Heaven Realm and stayed in the boundless ocean in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower, becoming the guardian god worshipped by the Sea Clan. The descendants of this abyss manatee were the current royalty of the Sea Clan, including Empress Jellyfish. It was only until 1,000 years ago that the Sea Clan's guardian god died of old age. It was also because of this that the Ocean Emperor Guanlan appeared. The abyss manatee, which was equivalent to the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower's seabed royal clan's ancestor, had the strength of heaven ranked level 2. It was now the Yu clan's third young master's slave beast. It was displayed in the plaza to the world. What kind of concept was that? A slap in the face. This was a slap to Empress Jellyfish's 10 million bounty. Yu clan's third young master's actions were undoubtedly telling the Sea Clan that it was not impossible to arrest him, but the reward was too little. Many warriors maliciously guessed that when Empress Jellyfish heard that the ancestor-level deep abyss manatee had become the Yu clan third young master's slave beast, she would be so angry that her nose would become crooked. However, Empress Jellyfish was definitely not the most tragic one. The Black Hell King was even more tragic than her. This 6,000-year-old senior had become Tong Tian Tower's greatest villain. Now, let alone adults, even children knew that he was a big bad guy. Of course, he believed that the Black Hell King did not care about his reputation. In Tong Tian Tower, the most important thing was strength, not reputation. These people are too boring. Yu Yang was very calm as he lived in the little garden of the Valley of Butterflies and 100 Flowers. This was also the entrance to the stairway to heaven. Yu Yang had stayed here before. Due to the retreat of the Black Hell Army, Yu Yang moved out of the mirage in Tian Luo Palace and into the small garden. There was no one to disturb him here, so he could live freely. What Yu Yang wanted to do the most now was to raise the strength of the girls around him, work hard to turn beasts into divine beasts, research runes, prehistoric history, and so on. As for the matters of the country, there was Jun Wu Yu, Elder Yu Hai, and the old cunning fox. As a junior, he had no chance to interfere. Moreover, the 4 great clans were as united as an iron plate. Even if the Black Hell Army came again, there was nothing to fear. As for the fanatical worship of the people outside, Yu Yang did not care about it at all. He was very clear-headed. If he did not have powerful beasts and strong combat skills, with just his own cultivation, forget about the abyss manatee. He would not even be able to defeat an ancient slaughterer. The main reason was that his beasts, combat skills and treasures were too powerful. In addition to Ji Zun and Night Empress, whose strength was beyond imagination, there was such a battle. If Ji Zun and Night Empress did not come, Yu Yang would definitely not be able to chase up to Heaven Realm, let alone kill the heaven-ranked level 5 He Hu. Elder Nan Gong announced the result to the world, but hid the process of the battle. If the world knew about the process of Ji Zun's battle, they would realize that the truly powerful one was not Yu Clan's third young master, but Ji Zun, who was almost never mentioned. It's quite pitiful that Tong Tian Tower did not have an idol for thousands of years. Sister suppressed all the rankers and ranked first, making men unable to lift their heads. Now that there is a little enemy like you as their new idol, of course they are happy. If we were to look at it a little more, this is the beginning of men being able to hold their heads up high, this is the day of a man's comeback. When Impatience said this, the surrounding girls covered their small mouths and snickered. Seems like Hai Yingwu is missing? Princess Sisai acutely realized that Hai Yingwu had slipped away once they moved. Your Highness, Sister Hai Yingwu has returned to the 6th floor of Tong Tian Tower. She said that there are still many things to do in the Thunder Fortress. However, Sister Hai Yingwu said that she will visit me when she is free. The half-elf girl stayed behind because of the request of Shui Wuxia, Princess Sisai and City Mistress Fallen Flowers. Shui Wuxia, Princess Sisai and City Mistress Fallen Flowers still had to continue training. Although the Night Empress gave them a short break, she would definitely train them personally later on. After all, they were the main support for Yu Yang. If they were not strong enough, they would drag him down. Yu Yang spent his days researching battle dolls or trying to translate ancient books. If he was here, he would not be able to do it without someone to take care of him. Sickly Beauty could take care of him normally, but Yu Yang had brought back hundreds of prehistoric ancient books. When she studied them, she was even more focused than Yu Yang on battle dolls. She did not sleep, rest, eat or sleep. Instead, it was Yu Yang who had to take care of her. Hence, Sickly Beauty could not be counted on. Yu was also good at taking care of people. It was just that she needed to travel between the Yu Clan Castle, the Mirage and the Little Flower Garden. In the Yu Clan Castle, Yu Shan had been injured in the previous battle. His injuries were quite serious and he was bedridden. Yu had to go back to visit her father often. Now, if there was no one to take care of Yu Yang, he and Sickly Beauty would probably starve to death without anyone knowing. Although the hornless dragon Jiang was here, she did not know how to do housework as the Spider Empress. She still needed others to serve her. If she were to enter the kitchen for a day, there would probably not be many dishes left. Impatience, the Sky Law Girl, was also a person who could open her mouth and eat whatever she wanted. It was even more unreliable to count on her. Drunken Cat did not drink anymore, but she had become a martial arts fanatic. When she saw Yu Yang, she wanted to fight with him. On the other hand, the little panda, Nyonyo, would help Yu Yang a little. Although most of the time, she would hold her round chin and smile as she watched him busy himself. Inan and Yu Bing were both training hard. Even if they wanted to do housework, Shui Wuxia and Princess Sisai would not agree. Especially Inan, she used the method of missing Yu Yang to reach the ethereal realm. In the end, she comprehended the ethereal heart and improved by leaps and bounds. As for the half-elf girl, Shui Wuxia and Princess Sisai had forgiven Yu Yang for keeping a mistress in the Thunder Fortress. After all, this was not what he wanted. As for the cute half-elf girl, no one objected to her arrival. On the other hand, Hai Yingwu, who had excellent management skills, made Princess Sisai and City Mistress Fallen Flowers a little wary. This girl was the daughter of the Ocean Emperor, she was not simple. What did your boss say in the letter? Yu Yang suddenly remembered that Sky Execution had written a letter to Impatience. Nothing much. Sky Execution teamed up with the Dragon Emperor and fought with the Black Hell King. He was originally at the peak of innate elder level 1, but after the fight, he broke through to innate elder level 2. He is now higher than me. The Dragon Emperor did not level up, but it was said that he was at the peak of innate elder level 1. If he absorbed the Heaven Realm Tiger General's orb that you gave him, he should be able to level up to innate elder level 2. As for the Black Hell King, after escaping from the death arena, he was not even able to fight against Sky Execution and the Dragon Emperor. The great demon King Baruth, who was guarding the two of them, did not even have the chance to fight. Sky Execution wrote a letter to ask me about the understanding of the ancient code of the Card of Fate. Of course, he also asked me about the phenomenon when you used it. Impatience answered honestly. The Black Hell King is definitely injured. Princess Sisai slapped the table with certainty. According to my estimation, he must pay for his betrayal. His body might have collapsed, and the Black Hell King might need to change to a new body. I am not the most worried about the Black Hell King. What I want to know the most is where the Scarlet Emperor and the Scarlet Concubine are. Yu Yang felt that compared to the Black Hell 5, the Scarlet Emperor was the soaring dragon continent's nightmare. This guy's strength might even surpass Heaven Realm's Tsang Yen. If he recovered from his injuries and entered the god's ruins to search for treasures based on his previous life's experience, that would be a real headache. The Scarlet Emperor has probably escaped to the Heaven Realm to recuperate. Shui Wuxia concluded after thinking for a long time. It's possible, because Tong Tian Tower is not safe for him. City Mistress Fallen Flowers agreed. Then let's compete on speed. I hope we can catch up to him before he recovers from his injuries. Yu Yang was confident in himself. Killing the Heaven Realm level 5 He, who gave him a lot of confidence. Most importantly, it was because of the enlightenment given to him by Ji Zun. The true innate Elder Realm was where one could look down on all the rankers in the world. Although Yu Yang was still unable to reach the true innate Elder Realm and completely understand the innate Elder's heart, he already had this training goal. While they were discussing, the teleportation door outside flashed. Yi Kong, Fatty Hai, Li Brothers, Shui Tan Lang and the others came again. They came almost every day. Other than listening to Yu Yang talk about the details of the ancient war and sharing his unique battle experience, they also came here to train their combat skills in secret. The amphibious fish demons that were captured in the Heaven Realm had now become their sparring partners. With their strength, it was impossible for them to win. However, with such a strong sparring partner, they believed that they would be able to improve quickly and advance by leaps and bounds. This is the blood of the ancient slaughterer beast king. I have already purified it with nirvana flame. Even a drop has an unbearable amount of energy. Yu Yang took out a rune crystal bottle and looked very serious. Do you really want to use it? Have you all thought it through? My research time is too short. I'm not sure what the consequences will be. Perhaps you will become a monster like the ancient slaughterer. Perhaps, once you drink it, you will immediately explode and die. Gulp. When Fatty Hai and Yi Kong heard this, their bodies tightened uncontrollably, and they hurriedly swallowed a mouthful of saliva. I've already thought about it. I don't want to drink the blood of monsters. The golden elf Bao Er was the first to give up. To her, it didn't matter how fast her strength increased. I must drink it. Even if my body explodes and I die, I don't care. Innate, I want to at least reach the innate realm. I don't want to be a weakling anymore. The ox-head girl Fan Tieluan's attitude was completely different from Bao Er's. She longed for greater strength, even if she had to pay the price of death. Fatty Hai suddenly walked out and waved to everyone. He revealed a fake relaxed smile and said, I'll be the first to test it. Haha, actually I'm not much different from the ancient slaughterer after I transform. Maybe my ancestor from 10,000 years ago drank the blood of the ancient slaughterer. Haha, haha. Although he was laughing, a layer of cold sweat appeared on his forehead. Death. In the face of death, who would be able to face it with ease? Chapter 555. Yu Yang had always had the idea of raising Fatty High and the others to the innate realm or even higher. Not only did he need more people to protect the soaring dragon continent, he also needed more reliable teammates to explore the secrets of the god's ruins. Right now, Fatty High's and the others' strength was too far away from Yu Yang's. If they didn't increase their strength quickly, then not only would they not be able to help Yu Yang, they would even become a serious burden. Through the knowledge passed down by the pitiful guy's mother, Yu Yang found a very dangerous method. That was blood awakening. Using blood with higher energy as a guide, it would bring out the human body's potential. This process was very dangerous, because blood with higher energy could control the human body, turning the human into a monster, or causing the human body to explode and die. In ancient times, when some rankers upgraded their guards, they would use the blood of a giant dragon or titan, allowing the guards to fuse with the dragon's blood, awakening their potential and becoming powerful guards. This method was fast, but the success rate had always been a big problem. Even without the help of a ranker, some dragon slayers might unintentionally trigger this blood fusion when the dragon's blood was poured on their wounds. From there, they would obtain great power. Of course, the probability was very low. There were many losers. Furthermore, after obtaining great power, the dragon slayer might be affected by the dragon's blood and have a huge change in personality. With the protection of a strong ranker, the death rate of the guards who fused with the blood would be lower, but it was definitely not 100% success rate. There were also many people who had a change in personality. For example, the Black Hell King's Feng Jin in Zijin Kingdom's base. His research on the innate quick fix method was a crazy experiment with a high death rate. Furthermore, the person who succeeded in the experiment would have a huge change in personality. Of course, the thing that Feng Jin researched was far from the ancient blood awakening that the pitiful guy's mother passed down. Blood awakening was a secret method that the ancient rankers came up with after thousands of years of experiments. Although it was not 100% success rate, the success rate was greatly increased. Most importantly, in the ancient secret technique, the bloodline awakening, the stronger the target's strength, the stronger their willpower, and the greater their potential, the higher the success rate of the target. This was not a matter of luck, but a true secret technique. Before Fatty High came here, he had already thought about it. As for being the first to stand out, it was because he had the most confidence in his endurance. Apart from him, no one could transform into an ugly monster. Although Yu Yang had never mentioned it, Fatty High knew that his bloodline was different from others. Fatty High looked at Yi Kong, then looked at Shui Tanlang, then looked at Yen Pejun and the others behind him. He laughed. Those who are jealous, scram away from me. Don't tell me you guys still want to compete with me, the number one? Don't you know who this young master is? I'm Yu Yang's boss. Yi Kong didn't say anything. Normally, he would always talk back to Fatty High. It was as if he would feel itchy if he didn't quarrel with Fatty High for a day. Today, he didn't mock Fatty High anymore. Fatty High was a little surprised. Don't you have anything to say to me? Fatty High took the rune crystal bottle with trembling hands. He wanted to drink it, but he put it down and asked the nervous Yi Kong. If you want to die, hurry up. If you're a man, do it quickly. The nervous ox-head girl Fan Luan Tai punched Fatty High to the ground. I'm really going to drink it. Fatty High rolled up his sleeves, looking like he was ready to risk it all. Fatty, forget it. Look at how you're trembling, you're definitely going to fail. Shui Tanlang felt that if Fatty High really drank it, he would definitely die. How could a coward like Fatty High be able to bloodline awaken? Not only Shui Tanlang didn't believe it, even Lu Yi, who usually trusted others, felt that it wasn't very reliable. You coffin face, don't look down on me. No matter what, I'm still your boss. Fatty High was provoked and drank half the bottle. When everyone saw this, they all fainted. If Fatty High drank a few drops, everyone guessed that he would definitely explode. After drinking half a bottle, it would be hard for him to live. What did this pig think the ancient slaughterer beast king was? That was a heaven-ranked level 5 heaven realm monster. Everyone looked at Fatty High in fear, afraid that he would explode with a single burp. Fatty High explained, "Drinking a drop means death, drinking a mouthful also means death. Of course I'll drink a mouthful. Moreover, drinking more might increase my strength even more." Yikong sweated profusely. "I say, Fatty, you don't have to do this even if you want to die, right? Please, you're not the golden crown thorny flower queen duo, nor are you Hui Tai Lang. You don't have that ability, so why are you showing off? Alright, if you have any last words, hurry up and say them. Seeing that I've lent you 100 gold coins previously, I'll reluctantly help you." After Prince Tian Luo and the others heard this, they were speechless. Lu Yi was more sympathetic and quickly asked Fatty High, "How do you feel? If you really can't do it, wash your stomach." The method that third young master invented to wash your stomach for food poisoning seems to be quite useful. Fatty High sweated profusely. "This isn't food poisoning. Moreover, if you put a tube through my throat to wash my stomach, I'd rather die." Lu Yi had no choice but to turn to Yu Yang, hoping that he would tell her what the current situation was. "Looks like I have to help." When Yu Yang said this, everyone was overjoyed. If Yu Yang helped, then Fatty High would definitely be saved. "I don't seem to feel anything. Let me hold on for a while." Fatty High expressed that he was a brave warrior and didn't need any help for the time being. Moreover, if there was a problem, Yu Yang wouldn't walk over leisurely, but would rush forward and help him. Fatty High knew that he could still hold on, but he was stubborn. He was a typical person who would die with only one mouth left. "You will feel it soon." Yu Yang sent Fatty High flying 100 meters away with a flying kick. Everyone was shocked. Yu Yang waved his hand calmly. "Actually, even if you drink a bucket of blood, there won't be any reaction. I have to awaken the energy of the Beast King's blood, otherwise it won't work. Everyone, do what you need to do. If this fatty doesn't die after an hour of pain, then innate level 1 should be enough." Fatty High, who was kicked 100 meters away, instantly turned into an ugly monster. Different from before, Fatty High, who had drunk the Beast King's blood, turned into an ugly monster. His whole body was blood red, flashing with red light. He was in extreme pain, rolling all over the ground. His roar resounded through the sky. After a few seconds, he dug out a large pile of soil from the green ground, creating a huge mud pit. "I miscalculated." Yu Yang fell into deep thought, his expression a little vexed. "Ah, what's wrong?" Lu Yi thought that Yu Yang had made a mistake when he was researching the blood awakening technique, and immediately turned pale with fright. "I kicked this fatty too close and destroyed my garden. Hui Tai Lang, drag this fatty further away. If he dies, just bury him." Yu Yang yawned, stretched his body and went back to take a nap. He completely ignored Fatty High's painful roars. What a cold person! Lu Yi stomped her feet, going crazy with Yu Yang's action of going back to take a nap. Practice. Shui Tan Lang saw that Yu Yang had left and immediately went outside to practice with Prince of Tian Luo. Yi Kong and the Li brothers also sat up and started playing Three Kingdom Kill. This kind of card was invented by Yu Yang. Originally, he only taught it to Luo Hua city mistress, Yi Nan and Yu Bing to pass the time. He didn't expect that after Lu Yi, Bao Er and the others learned it, it spread throughout the entire Yu clan castle, and finally spread throughout the entire Xia kingdom. Probably not long after, even the warriors in the 6th floor of Tong Tian Tower and above would know how to play this game. Even Sickly Beauty, who had never played games before, praised this card made of characters, beasts and so on. It was very beneficial for warriors to train and grow. At the very least, it would be much easier to remember the special skills of the beast. For historical figures that warriors were not interested in, it would be easier for them to be passed down to future generations through this Three Kingdom Kill. In the distance, Fatty Hai, who was being dragged away by Hui Tai Lang, was extremely frustrated. He angrily roared towards them, "You damned fellows! You've really disappointed me, who tested the poison with my own body. When my blood awakens, I'll definitely take care of you." The ox-head Fan Luen Tai sat down and stood up again. She was very nervous. Looking at Yu Yang's back, she was deep in thought. If his life was really in danger, Yu Yang would definitely not be like this. Maybe he was lying. Fan Luen Tai was lucky. She picked up the rune crystal bottle on the ground and drank 2 mouthfuls, causing the surrounding people to be stunned. The ox-head Fan Luen Tai did not care about everyone's strange gazes. She ran into the inner room and shouted at Yu Yang, "Wait, kick me too. Ah no, I mean, help me activate that energy." The ox-head Fan Luen Tai's shadow flew across the sky with a whoosh. She fell a few hundred meters and landed on Fatty Hai's body. From a 4 m tall ox-head, she grew crazily to 14 m before stopping. Her huge body was even taller than the Demon King in the Demon Abyss. Her whole body emitted a blood-red light. Violence, anger, pain and other negative feelings surged from the bottom of her heart, controlling Fan Luen Tai's actions. She climbed up and gave Fatty Hai, who was at the bottom, a heavy blow. She also used her cow hooves to trample on him. Fatty Hai was anxious because of her attacks. Grabbing with both hands, the ugly monster that was over 20 meters tall, his strength was a few times stronger than Fan Luen Tai's current strength. He directly lifted Fan Luen Tai into the air and threw her far away. He then pounced on her crazily, punching and kicking. Both of them did not feel any pain. Perhaps the pain from the blood awakening was much more painful than the punches. Fatty Hai and Fan Luen Tai fought crazily. Boom 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 boom. Seeing that Fan Luen Tai was at a disadvantage, the ox-head Liao gritted his teeth and took a small sip from the rune crystal bottle. Then, everyone could see the shocking scene of 2 huge ox-heads and an ugly monster fighting each other. After fighting for about an hour, the 3 of them were covered with cuts and bruises. They fell to the ground in exhaustion. 1 hour passed, 2 hours passed. Yu Yang woke up but did not save them. He was still waiting. The injuries on Fatty Hai and the others' bodies gradually worsened. They were constantly tearing and expanding, and there were faint signs of their bodies exploding. Yi Kong and the others had long stopped playing cards. They all looked at Yu Yang anxiously. They all knew that Yu Yang was still waiting. This was because he had said that every hour of pain, the blood awakening would be more complete, and the less potential would be wasted. Everyone's potential was limited. Moreover, there would not be a second person like Yu Yang who had immeasurable potential in this world. With the limited potential of Fatty Hai and the others, if they wasted a lot of it, their achievements would definitely be limited. "Fatty, are you alright?" Yi Kong anxiously shouted because he realized that Fatty Hai's breathing was so weak that he seemed to be on the verge of death. "Shut up, I'm sleeping," Fatty Hai weakly replied with a hoarse voice. If Fatty Hai could still reply, it meant that he would not die for the time being. Everyone secretly heaved a sigh of relief. However, Fatty Hai was only the beginning of the blood awakening. It was everyone's turn now. Who could persevere to the end? Who would give up in the end? All of this depended on everyone's willpower. Strong or weak, success or failure, one would know once they tried. Chapter 556. Ox-head Liao persevered for 3 hours in extreme pain. In the end, he gave up. During the process of blood awakening, the Beast King's blood would continuously invade and occupy the target's body. In the process of resisting, the 2 forces would fight and fuse together, causing the body to collapse. From the internal organs to the skin, from the muscles to the bones, it would become a bloody battlefield. Although this blood awakening process was quick, it was also the most painful. If one did not have enough willpower to resist, it was very likely that one's body would explode and die. It could be said that one thought was heaven and one thought was hell. Only by being able to endure what normal people couldn't, could one climb to a realm that normal people couldn't reach. Yu Yang saved the ox-head Liao, who was on the verge of exploding. Seeing the weak old bull, everyone went up to congratulate him. Liao, I didn't expect you to reach innate faster than us. The golden elf Lin En was happy for the old bull. Because the old bull's aptitude was limited, although he trained hard, his improvement was very slow. Everyone thought that the old bull would be the last to reach innate. Don't be happy too early. Yu Yang couldn't help but pour a bucket of cold water on everyone. What's wrong? Yi Kong and the others expressed their confusion. Didn't you say that I could reach innate level 1 after cooking for an hour? Prince of Tianluo also asked in confusion. According to this calculation, the old bull could reach innate level 3 after cooking for 3 hours. Although the process was very painful, it was worth it to be able to reach innate level 3 in an instant. Now, even Bao Er was a little moved. She was thinking if she should try the quick blood awakening and become a ranker in an instant. It seemed like a good idea. When Yu Yang opened his mouth, he scared her. Who said that I can reach innate level 1 after cooking for an hour? If there was such a good thing, why would I wait for you guys? If I could cook for a few days and nights, wouldn't I be able to instantly kill the 3 great leaders of Heaven Realm? Of course it's not like that. Don't think that Liao would become a level 3 ranker the moment he crawls up. Wrong, Liao still needs to train, just that his training speed would be much faster than usual. After all, his blood awakening has forced out all his potential, so it would be easier for him to break through. Everyone was confused and expressed their confusion. Yu Yang then gave an example. Let me give you an example. If cultivating is like building a house, then everyone wants to build a castle. In other words, everyone wants to become an innate. Now, the problem was, where would they get the materials to build a castle? How to build it? Where should it be built? What style is it built? How long will it take to finish? Everyone looked at each other. No one could answer this question because none of them were innate. Bloodline awakening solves all these problems. In other words, I will help you prepare the materials, find a good place, and design the blueprint. The only thing you need to do is to affirm it, Yu Yang explained. For what? Bauer was still confused. Stupid, of course it's to confirm how many materials you need, where to build the castle, and which blueprint to use. Yu Yang patted her little head, and Bauer stuck out her tongue cutely. She had always thought that she was a smart girl, but sometimes she was a little muddle-headed. Seeing her mischievous look, everyone couldn't help but laugh. Third young master means that innate level 1, innate level 2, and innate level 3 are the materials, location, and blueprints? Feng Qisha suddenly understood. Then team leader Liao's affirmation is the time that one's willpower can endure. This is also the time that the bloodline awakens. Lu Yi also understood a little. That's right. Yu Yang muttered to himself. I don't know what your limits are. It might be much higher than what you imagine, or it might be much lower than what you imagine. In order to obtain a more accurate affirmation, the ancient seniors researched this bloodline awakening secret technique. It uses a person's willpower to show the limits of his growth. Although it's not 100% accurate, it's closer to the truth. Old Cow's limit is innate level 3? Yi Kong's heart moved slightly. Yes, if there are no accidents, Liao's limit is innate level 3. This is related to his willpower and body's endurance. If he wants to go further, it will be very difficult. Yu Yang nodded and said bluntly, Your limits are determined by your endurance and the time that you can awaken your bloodline. According to theory, the longer you persist, the higher your limit and the better your potential will be developed. The shorter the time, the lower your achievements. I will not give up even if I die. Fatty Hai originally wanted to give up, but when he heard this, he was scared half to death. He was definitely not satisfied with innate level 3. Since he could grow by enduring hardships, how could he not have suffered before? Previously, when he was trained by the old cunning fox, it was already dark and gloomy. As for the battles in the Five Elements Palace and the Blood Lake torture chamber, they were even more miserable, with wounds all over their bodies. Now, he just had to grit his teeth and endure. Every second could increase his potential, so of course Fatty High persisted with all his might. The worst thing was that everyone was looking at him now. If he persisted for 3 hours, it would be over. If Yi Kong persisted for 5 hours or even longer, he wouldn't be able to raise his head in front of Yi Kong anymore. The Oxhead Fan Luantai also wanted to give up, but she immediately gritted her teeth when she heard this. The Oxhead Liao did not regret his decision to give up. He knew his limits, and his body really couldn't hold on any longer. His limit was innate level 3. If he could reach innate level 3 in the future and become an innate ranker, that would be pretty good. Thinking about how his family would look at him when he returned to the tribe? A normal level 7 warrior had become an innate ranker that had not been born in the tribe for hundreds of years. Sister Fan Luantai, you have to persevere, you must not lose to Fatty. Bao Er quickly went to cheer Fan Luantai on. Fatty is obviously a useless fellow, he definitely can't compare to you. The 4 orc sisters nodded in agreement. Hey, what are you guys talking about? Fatty High was extremely frustrated. He thought that he was the most outstanding existence other Hui Hui Tai Lang. Shui Tan Lang could at most fight him to a draw. His beasts were not as powerful as him. Of course, he would definitely not compare himself to Yu Yang, and no one would compare him to Yu Yang, because they were not even on the same level. Let's talk about Blood Awakening. Shui Tan Lang was also a little curious, even though he had decided not to participate in Blood Awakening and rely on his own hard work to level up. Blood Awakening, for example, is to determine what kind of house you want to build. For example, innate level 3. Then, I will build a good foundation for you according to your tolerance level. You don't need to know the process. You just need to follow my instructions and continue to cultivate. Just like a worker, you need to constantly follow the blueprints and build the castle step by step. Because this castle was designed by me, you don't need to use your brains. If you want to make a breakthrough in your state of mind, I can bring you there. The process is much easier and faster than you figuring it out yourself. Yu Yang raised 3 fingers, but there are 3 disadvantages. First, when you reach your limit, it will be difficult to break through. Just like when you build a castle, it will be difficult to expand it. Second, because you are all Blood Awakening, there will definitely be some kind of waste, just like wasting building materials. It is impossible to use all of your potential. Compared to innate level 3, who fumbles and comprehends on their own, those who go through Blood Awakening might be slightly weaker. Of course, your advantage is that you can use my experience as a reference. Having a learning goal might give you more experience than comprehending on your own. Yu Yang finally said. Third, even if your limit is Elder Innate or even higher, you can't surpass the ancient Slaughterer Beast King that provided the Beast King's blood, because it is the highest template. In other words, the highest castle you choose can only be built below the highest template, it can't surpass it. For example, if you want to build a white stone city, it can't surpass Shangjing. If I can reach Elder Innate, I can die in peace. I don't expect to reach heaven-ranked level 5. Fatty High endured the pain as he struggled to reply. TSK, you don't have that potential either. Yi Kong couldn't help but give him the middle finger. Still dreaming of reaching innate level 5? He really overestimated himself. Just based on Fatty High, Yi Kong estimated that this pighead would at most reach the limit of innate level 6. It was not that Fatty High didn't have any endurance, but he definitely couldn't reach heaven rank. If he could reach innate level 6, Fatty High's parents would probably be so excited that their blood vessels would burst. What was unexpected was that Fatty High, who had been yelling and screaming like a pig being slaughtered, had actually endured it all this time. On the other hand, the Oxhead Fan Luantai, although Bao Er and the others kept encouraging her. However, after persevering for 6 hours, she couldn't take it anymore. The second one gave up. Yikong and the others were very curious. How could this Fatty Hai still persevere? Fatty Hai's answer, panting like a dead pig, was, "I will persevere and work hard to become a heaven-ranked ranker. Then, I will trample the monkey Yikong and snatch all of his beauties, making him a bachelor forever." Yikong was so angry that his lungs almost twisted when he heard this. At the same time, he was secretly vigilant. If he couldn't persevere for as long as Fatty Hai, it would be a stain on his life. Because too much time had passed since the blood awakening, there was no news from him. The old cunning fox and Jun Wu you couldn't help but come over to take a look. With a look, they were shocked to find that the usually wretched and shameless Fatty Hai had actually clenched his teeth and persevered for 10 hours. He was only 1 hour away from reaching the limit of heaven rank. Yikong didn't want to argue with the dying Fatty Hai anymore. He shouted, scolded, persuaded and coaxed Fatty Hai. Anyway, he used all kinds of methods, hoping that Fatty Hai could persevere. His voice was already hoarse. "Fatty, don't sleep. Pighead, this is the most important moment, you definitely can't sleep. You are about to reach heaven ranked. Do you know how many people can't reach this limit? Even the Sky Emperor and the Ocean Emperor of the 5 Emperors of Tong Tian Tower couldn't reach it. Even the current Emperor of the Underworld couldn't reach it. You are about to surpass them. You will soon be able to suppress thousands of warriors in Tong Tian Tower. Don't let me down, Fatty. Do you remember how we first met? You are just a piece of trash, showing off your bronze-ranked level 2 iron rhinoceros. Your original strength is like a fart. Now that you have the chance to be reborn, you have the chance to make a comeback. Can't you put in more effort? You are only 1 hour away from reaching the limit of heaven rank. Take it as me begging you. Can't you let me freeload a little? Can't you let me go out and brag that I have a teammate with the potential of heaven ranked? Wake up, don't sleep. You have already persevered until now. Can't you put in more effort? Enough, he has already reached his limit. Yu Yang walked out slowly. Chapter 557. Yu Yang stepped forward and gently pulled Yikong away. Yikong's body shook. He threw himself in front of the dying Fatty Hai and stopped Yu Yang. He looked at him pleadingly. Wait for another hour. This hour is very important. He fainted 5 minutes ago. If we don't do anything, his body will explode. Yu Yang refused. Wait for another hour. He can persevere. He really can persevere. This damn Fatty won't die so easily. He breathed his last a few times just now and came back to life in the end. He can definitely do it this time. Yikong begged again, hoping that Yu Yang would give Fatty Hai a chance. He really didn't want Fatty Hai to give up. This hour was really too important. No, in another 50 minutes, Fatty Hai would have the potential to reach Heaven Rank Level 1. The difference between innate Level 10 and Heaven Rank Level 1 was too big. This difference was no less than the difference between Tong Tian Tower and Heaven Realm. The super rankers in Tong Tian Tower might be able to reach innate Level 10 in the future. However, only Ji Zun, Night Empress, Dragon Emperor and Sky Execution had reached Heaven Rank in the past 1,000 years. Even Sky Law had to rely on Yu Yang's help to reach Heaven Rank. In Tong Tian Tower, there were countless rankers and geniuses. For example, Sky Emperor, Ocean Emperor, Emperor of the Underworld, Great Demon King Baruth and Elder Nan Gong. They were all super innates who ruled over a region, but they yearned to reach Heaven Rank. Yikong rushed towards Fatty Hai's face and slapped him hard. Pa pa pa, pa pa pa. As he slapped, he scolded. Damn Fatty, wake up immediately. Didn't you want to compete with me? I, Yikong, will definitely reach Heaven Rank. Sleep now, I will step on you with my feet in the future. Damn Fatty, if you don't want me to step on you, then wake up immediately. Continue, I want you to continue. Fatty Hai twitched as if he was about to wake up. Everyone surrounded him and desperately called his name, hoping that he would wake up and persevere. However, after holding on for 10 minutes in a daze, Fatty High's head tilted and he fainted again. This time, no matter how much Yi Kong hit, scolded or did, it was useless. Fatty High had already reached his limit and could no longer continue. Yu Yang silently brought Fatty High away. Yi Kong looked on dejectedly. His knees went soft, and he fell to the ground powerlessly. After a long time, he swung his fist and slammed it heavily on the ground. Damn it, just half an hour more. Amidst the spreading mud and smoke, Yi Kong's face was filled with tears. However, when he stood up again, his expression was solemn like never before, and he clenched his fists with steel-like willpower. I will definitely hold on until I reach the limit of heaven's stage. I was a poor person before, a weakling, but now that I have the chance, I, Yi Kong, will definitely not disappoint anyone, definitely not. At this moment, even the way Xue Tan Lang looked at him had completely changed. This was because, at this moment, Yi Kong's body was surging with the aura of a true expert. His slightly thin and tall body was actually as heavy as a mountain. Xue Wuxia and Princess Sisai looked at each other and nodded slightly. City Mistress Fallen Flowers made a gesture. When Yu Bing saw it, she immediately nodded in surprise and carried 2 bottles from the house. These 2 bottles were also rune crystal bottles, but they did not contain the Beast King's blood. When Yu Bing walked in front of Yi Kong was slightly startled. This is for me? Brother spent a lot of effort to make it. It's called the Youth Potion. Yu Bing nodded proudly and gestured for Yi Kong to take one. She then turned to the Li brothers and said, "The other bottle is for you." Youth Potion? Li Jie and Li Gu did not understand. Brother said that it can temporarily restore a person's state to when they were 18 years old. The time limit is only 1 day. This is made from the Heaven Realm's grass of time, flower of stars and fountain of youth, that brother found in He Whose grimoire world. Together with God's dew, there are currently only 2 bottles. Everyone immediately understood after Yu Bing said it. Contracting a grimoire. Yi Kong and the Li brothers did not contract a grimoire. This had always been their biggest regret. This youth potion that could temporarily restore a person's state to when they were 18 years old was a gift from Yu Yang to Yi Kong and the Li brothers. Although they did not know if Yi Kong and the others could successfully contract a grimoire after drinking it, at least it was the limit of what Yu Yang could do. Everyone did not need to think to know how precious the grass of time, flower of stars and fountain of youth were. They did not need to guess to know how difficult it was to concoct the youth potion. The reason why Yu Yang did not say it before was not because he was unwilling to increase Yi Kong and the others' strength. It was just that he had not done it yet and did not want to make a promise so easily. Not only Yi Kong, everyone knew what kind of person Yu Yang was. Words could not accurately describe it, but everyone knew that this Yu clan's 3rd young master was worth chasing and following for a lifetime. Yes, this is the youth potion. He said that he would give it to me. Yi Kong's lips were trembling slightly. Actually, Yu Yang did not say that he would concoct the youth potion for Yi Kong. However, Yi Kong remembered that Yu Yang had mentioned to him before about contracting a grimoire. He would never forget it. It was as if Yu Yang had casually said a promise worth 1,000 gold. Yi Kong opened the bottle, raised his head and gulped down the youth potion. His eyes were burning. Yi Kong bit his lips tightly, but his expression did not change at all. A drop of liquid quickly fell into the empty bottle and splashed, causing the empty bottle that contained the youth potion to mysteriously shine with a rainbow light. On the other side, the Li brothers also held up the rune crystal bottle with trembling hands. The older brother passed it to the younger brother, and the younger brother passed it to the older brother. Both of them could not bear to drink this bottle of youth potion. In the end, Li Jie gritted his teeth and opened the bottle. He raised his head and drank half of the bottle, then passed the other half to Li Gu. Whether it was success or failure, the two brothers would face it together. Even if half a bottle had no effect, to them, Yu Yang's action of concocting the youth potion for them made them feel that they had no regrets in their lives. Back then, they had almost starved to death in the first floor of Tong Tian Tower. Now, not only did they have the chance to become an innate, they could even contract a grimoire. What more could they ask for? Yu Yang had already done enough for everyone. It was just that everyone had not repaid him enough, so they were unable to help him. If everyone could help him share the burden of the soaring dragon continent, perhaps Yu Yang would have already gone to the heaven realm to train. Brother Yi Kong, this is what Brother Xiao San prepared for you. The little girl Yu Shuang obediently took out 3 bronze grimoires. This time Yi Kong, who had almost bitten his lips, couldn't help but bend down and hug the little girl Yu Shuang tightly. When he let go of the little girl, he held up the bronze grimoire again, his hot tears dripping onto the bronze grimoire. He recalled the time when Yu Yang teleported into Tong Tian Tower and stood on top of him. Brother, can you come down from my body first? He recalled the time when Yu Yang chose the first chaos egg for him. I'll bet, third young master, I believe in you. The mutation was successful. It's a bronze-ranked King Kong demon ape. Third young master, this life of mine, Yi Kong, was saved by you. He recalled the time when Yu Yang led everyone to fight the Herculean rhinoceros beetle in the demon abyss. Bei, you're the most familiar with insects. Do you know if the rhinoceros beetle has any other weaknesses other than its spiracles? I know, touching the rhinoceros beetles but will make it crawl faster. Young Master Hai, come and touch its butt. Which one of you wants to contract the young rhinoceros beetle? Although it's not an attack-type beast, its defense is extremely strong. It's not bad to use it as a meat shield. Which one of you wants it? If none of you want it, I'll chop it to death and take its magic crystal. Hurry, that giant rhinoceros beetle will be back soon. The past events flowed out like a spring. Hot tears flowed out like a spring. Yi Kong raised his head to the sky and let out a cry that sounded like a howl that lasted for a long time. His palm was pressing on the bronze grimoire's joint. Bits and pieces of golden light seeped out, seeping through the gaps between his fingers. More and more, until finally the golden light blossomed and rippled. A pillar of light shot up from the top of Yi Kong's head, reaching a height of over 100 meters. Jun Wuyu, the old cunning fox and the others who were watching were all dumbfounded. This Yi Kong's potential was indeed limitless. Even though he had missed the chance to contract a grimoire, with the opportunity given by Yu Yang and the bottle of youth potion, this brat would immediately be able to unleash his true potential. Yi Kong closed his eyes. It was as if he was dreaming. His expression showed that he was reluctant to wake up from this dream, afraid that it would shatter and that he would lose everything. A few meters behind Yi Kong, the Li brothers had also completed the contract. They did not choose 2 grimoires. Instead, they reached out their hands to a bronze grimoire together, making an unprecedented move. The 2 of them contracted together. What made the old cunning fox and the others' jaws drop was that the twin brothers had actually succeeded. Although the pillar of light could not compare to Yi Kong's, which was only a few dozen meters tall, it was still much better than the other grimoire contractors. Everyone could not help but clap and cheer for this scene. The Li brothers also followed Yi Kong and slowly knelt down in the direction of Yu Yang's house. The first page of the bronze grimoire floating in front of them flipped open, revealing a unique inherent skill. Guardian Inherent Skill. Guardian Inherent Skill. When the owner uses this inherent skill, they must set up a target to protect. The power of the inherent skill will be affected by the loyalty of the target the owner is protecting. The more loyal the owner is, the more people the inherent skill will protect, and the more powerful the inherent skill will be. Current Inherent Skill Level 1. Behind the Guardian Inherent Skill, they both had a guardian beast, the Guardian Knight, which was a bronze-ranked humanoid beast. After looking at the Li brothers' information, everyone could not help but rush towards Yi Kong. Everyone was very curious. What kind of inherent skill and guardian beast would Yi Kong have? Yi Kong stood up and waved to everyone, "Wait for me for a while, I'll be back soon." Then, under everyone's astonished gaze, he picked up the rune crystal bottle that contained the Beast King's blood, opened it and gulped down a big mouthful. He strode into the house, where Yu Yang was currently saving Fatty Hai. "Fatty, I also have a grimoire, please don't die. Wait for me to break through the limits of heaven rank and show it to you. We are just scum who struggle on the verge of death. As long as we have the chance, we are actually not worse than others. You should understand," Yi Kong said to the unconscious Fatty Hai. After a while, everyone saw Yi Kong walk out steadily. His body was covered in blood. The skin on his whole body was cracking, as if blood was about to seep out. Every step Yi Kong took caused the ground to shake. However, he did not cry out in pain like Fatty Hai. Instead, he remained silent. He walked until he was 1,000 meters away before lying down quietly. After summoning the King Kong demon ape to merge with his body, he allowed his body to expand. Chapter 558. Yi Kong persevered for 11 hours before he lost control of his spirit and fainted. Even Xue Tanlang was moved by Yi Kong's tenacity. Xue Tanlang originally thought that other than Yu Yang, he was the most talented one in the team. But now, it seemed that Yi Kong, who was born lowly, was also a formidable opponent. Compared to Yu Yang, Yi Kong obviously couldn't be mentioned in the same breath. However, among the younger generation, he, who had slowly grown up through arduous training, actually had more potential than many super geniuses, and was more malleable. He was sure that if there was no Yu Yang, then he would have been buried forever, and would never be able to stand out. Meeting Yu Yang in the first floor of Tong Tian Tower was the most important turning point in his life. With this opportunity, Yi Kong immediately grabbed hold of it. At the same time, he dazzled with the brilliance of his own life. Under Yu Yang's guidance, his progress was extremely fast. It was as if he was advancing 1,000 miles in a day. He did not lose out to the disciples of the 4 great clans at all. When Yi Kong opened his eyes again, it was already noon of the second day. The warm sunlight shone on his face. Around him, the Li brothers, the Oxhead Li Ao, Fan Luen Tai, the Golden Elf Lin En and Bao Er were playing cards not far away. Yi Kong looked up and saw that almost everyone was there, except for Fatty Hai. Yi Kong sighed slightly. Although he had reached the limit of heaven rank, he did not feel particularly happy. Instead, he felt an indescribable sense of loss. Yi Kong sat up, and everyone crowded around him, congratulating him at the same time. Through Bao Er, who could not hide her secrets, Yi Kong knew that he was the one who persevered the longest. The Li brothers lasted 6 hours, Fan Luen Tai also lasted 6 hours, and the 4 orc girls only lasted 1 hour. Other than the old man Ning Hai who wanted to participate in the blood awakening, they lasted the shortest amount of time. The old man Ning Hai lasted for half an hour. He estimated that even if he trained to his limit, he would not be able to reach innate rank. Feng Qisha and Yen Pejun both obtained 3 hours. Although it wasn't considered high, it still made Yen Qianzhong and Feng Xiaoyun extremely happy. At the very least, their family would be able to produce an innate ranker. Moreover, innate level 3 was not considered low. Xue Tanlang did not participate in the blood awakening. After some consideration, Prince Tian Luo also gave up on the blood awakening. After all, one's own cultivation was the most solid. Moreover, it was also the most fulfilling. Among the 4 great clans, the one with the most shocking potential was the Yu clan's 5th brother, Yu Ting, who was usually quiet and rarely appeared in front of everyone. This future Yu clan's clan master's successor, although his blood awakening lasted for 7 hours, he did not make a single sound and shocked everyone. Even Yu Yang did not expect this honest and straightforward old fifth to be a genius with extraordinary potential. Compared to Yu Ting, Yu Tian and Yu Yen were trash. Under second uncle Yu Ling's pleading, elder Yu Hai reluctantly allowed them to participate in the blood awakening. However, they did not use the Beast King's blood, but a normal ancient slaughterer's behemoth's blood. Yu Tian and Yu Yen only lasted for an hour before they gave up. Compared to Feng Qi Sha and Yen Pejun, they were not on the same level. Fortunately, the Yu clan still had Yu Ting who did not disappoint them. The Blood Awakening's ancient secret technique gave the old fellows a glimmer of hope. Maybe they would be able to use some of their remaining life force and become an innate. They were too embarrassed to test it in front of their juniors, so they asked Yu Yang to go to the Yu clan castle. After half a day, the results of the old fellows who accepted the behemoth's blood awakening were out. Most of them were dejected, probably because they had no hope of becoming an innate. Only a few people, like the Eastern Sky King, were proudly showing off. It's not without reason that my daughter is outstanding, it's inherited. The Eastern Sky King did not say how long he persisted, but looking at his proud expression, it should be pretty good. That's not inherited, that's a mutation. Jun Wu Yu hated the Eastern Sky King's arrogance the most. The only one who did not participate in the blood awakening was Elder Yu Hai. Yi Kong wanted to find Fatty Hai for a chat, but he did not expect Fatty Hai to run back to the Hai clan the moment he woke up. He only returned to the little flower garden after 3 days. When he looked at Fatty Hai again, he did not find him dejected at all. Instead, his face was glowing and he was in high spirits. He took out a red packet filled with gold ingots and gave it to everyone. This is a red packet from my parents to everyone, everyone has a share. In the end, he even gave it to Yi Kong. Yi Kong was flabbergasted. How did this miser become so generous? Was it because of the blood awakening that his temperament changed? Yi Kong could not recognize Fatty Hai anymore. Not only was this damned Fatty not sad or jealous of him, he even gave him a red packet? What was going on? Did the sun rise from the west today? Fatty Hai stood in the middle of everyone like the god of wealth, laughing out loud. You guys can call me young master from now on. I am a real young master now. Did you guys see how the old clan leader, whose beard reached his navel, bowed to me when he saw me? That year, he refused to send me to Shangjing Academy no matter what and threw me to the Ivy Academy. In the end, he apologized to me solemnly yesterday. Haha, he apologized again today. He was even afraid that I would not forgive him. Just thinking about it makes me feel so good. Alright, who wants beauties? Tell me your names. The old clan leader said that he has prepared more than 1,000 beauties, waiting for us to pamper them. Brothers, our blissful sex life is here. Let's cheer to our heart's content. You idiots! Yu Yang came out of the house with a bad temper. He shouted, all of you go and train. Fatty, you will be punished with 100,000 meters frog jump, and your lunch will be cancelled. Forget about the 100,000 meters frog jump, but you can't skip lunch. Fatty Hai quickly begged for mercy. With the limit of innate level 10, I can't be punished anymore? Yu Yang laughed coldly, scaring Fatty Hai so much that he covered his head and scurried away. Actually, no matter if it was the limit of innate level 10 or innate level 1, they all needed to train hard. Otherwise, no matter how high one's potential was, they could only watch helplessly. Blood awakening was only to test the limit of one's potential and to know the goal to strive for. It did not mean that one would be awesome once awakened. That was not the case at all. Of course, the bloodline awakening was much better than the original method of training. At least he knew where the limit of his potential was. Moreover, he only needed to focus on training in the future. He could let Yu Yang handle everything else. He did not need to worry about any bottlenecks or comprehension. Yi Kong ran to Fatty Hai who was frog jumping and asked, Fatty, don't you have anything to say to me? Congratulations, you brat. You have the limit of heaven ranked level 1. Fatty Hai did not look jealous at all. Instead, he congratulated Yi Kong sincerely. Yikong thought that he had heard wrongly. I say, monkey, what's with that expression? Do you think that just because you have the limit of heaven-ranked level 1, you can steal my position and become the boss? Let me tell you, monkey, it's impossible. Not to mention you, even that brat Yu Yang has to call me boss. You must know that once I'm the boss, I'll be the boss forever. Fatty Hai only cared about talking and gradually stopped jumping. Hui Tai Lang, who was in charge of supervising, rushed up and roared. Fatty Hai was so scared that he immediately hugged his head and jumped. All right, I'll jump now. Hui Tai Lang, I often bribe you with meat, can you not be too strict? If I secretly go easy on you, that brat Yu Yang wouldn't know. Damn, even if I say some bad things behind your back, you don't have to hit me with such a big star explosion. Right? Boom. The star explosion that flew out from the house was a new attack that Yu Yang had imitated from the Night Empress Starry Sky domain. It streaked across the sky and directly hit Fatty Hai's head. Looking at Fatty Hai, who was burnt black at the bottom of the pit, Yikong hurriedly ran away. Fatty Hai spat out the dirt in his mouth. Monkey, why are you so disloyal? Yikong rolled his eyes. Nonsense, I'm not the one who left for 3 days without permission during the observation period. Who would accompany you to be punished, unless I'm stupid. After Yu Yang was done with his teammates' blood awakening, it was finally time for his own great research. Ghost genius Yu Gong's third wish. Yu Yang had always been thinking about the holy ranked puppet battle angel. In other words, it was the research of a beautiful female puppet. According to Yu Yang's imagination, he was preparing to create a super saint-ranked or even a divine-ranked battle angel. This divine-ranked battle angel not only had flesh and blood, it also had life and intelligence. It could live, study, and battle. It even had emotions. If its soul could come out, it would probably be a super divine-ranked equipment. Of course, Yu Yang didn't know how to make a super divine-ranked battle angel. He wasn't even confident that he could succeed with a divine-ranked battle angel. Luckily, Yu Yang had secretly collected a little of Ji Zun's blood during the battle between Death Arena and Heaven Realm. With Ji Zun's and Night Empress blood, and the unexpected addition of Southern Demon King's blood, Yu Yang felt that with further research, he might really be able to create a divine-ranked battle angel. No one knew where the Black Hell King was hiding. The Scarlet Emperor had also disappeared. Sky Execution, Dragon Emperor and Emperor of the Underworld were itching to find trouble with the Black Hell King. There was no war in the Soaring Dragon continent for the time being, so Yu Yang finally had time to slowly research the Battle Angel. He didn't need to be afraid of the Sea Clan. Moreover, there was still the chess piece Shark King hidden among the Sea Clan. Research on the Battle Angel required silence and concentration. If it wasn't for the fact that he was worried that there would be problems with the Blood Awakening and needed to keep Fatty Hai and the others for observation, Yu Yang would have chased them away long ago. With them around, Yu Yang and the girls couldn't live a happy life, especially with Lu Yi, Jean Eyre and the others around. They came to disturb Yu Yang all day long, so he couldn't do anything bad to his beloved girls at all. After receiving Night Empress letter, Shui Wuxia and City Mistress Fallen Flowers went to train together. Impatience also went to join in the fun. Her training was fake, she just wanted to please her sister and repair her relationship with Ji Zun. Inan and Yu Bing were the most hard-working. Besides training, they also returned to Tian Luo Palace to visit Fourth Mother every day. Dream Jadeite. Yu Yang would take out the Dream Jadeite to look at every day. He wanted to use it, but he was afraid that he would destroy this treasure in his dreams. Xiao San, nothing can be too perfect. If the Battle Angel can reach Saint rank, that would be good enough. Master Yu Gong's last wish is very important, but even if we can't fulfill it, Master Yu Gong won't blame us. Moreover, if we fail this time, we can try again. Yu Yu saw Yu Yang's distress and comforted him patiently. Only Yu Yu, who was in charge of Yu Yang's daily life and researching all kinds of trifling matters, knew how shocking the battle angel that he was researching was. If the old cunning fox and Jun Wuyu knew that the battle angel was at least a holy ranked battle doll, they would probably get a heart attack and collapse to the ground. Second sister, do you mean that we should try our best? Yu Yang was originally a little hesitant, but after hearing Yu Yu's words, he made up his mind. Anyway, he had already prepared sufficient conditions. Man proposes, God disposes. Was this battle angel a saint weapon or a divine weapon? Let the heavens decide. Chapter 559. Yu Yang was deeply afraid that his dreams would appear through the dream jadeite and expose the heavenly sword goddess's biggest secret. He was also afraid that he would have a perverted dream and destroy the dream jadeite. Although the dream jadeite wasn't very high level, it was extremely rare. If it was any other treasure, Yu Yang wouldn't value it that much. The dream jadeite and the wishing Dutchman's pipe were both treasures for wishes. If the wishing Dutchman's pipe failed, it would wither. The dream jadeite would appear through dreams. If it failed, it would shatter and disappear. Actually, Yu Yang had thought of using the eternal wishing Dutchman's pipe to complete the battle angel. Even if it failed, he could use it again 3 years later. After some consideration, he decided to use the dream jadeite. Yu Yang was still hoping that the everlasting wishing Dutchman's pipe could be used to upgrade the battle angel to a divine weapon. In order to ensure the success rate, Yu Yang specially had a good sleep. He also took a cold shower. He was just short of fasting and burning incense. He found an excuse to invite Yu Yu out of the research room. Yu Yang held the dream jadeite in his hand and laid beside the crystal essence body. Whether it was a success or a failure, it was up to him whether he was dreaming or not. It was a pity that fourth mother wasn't willing to help. Otherwise, with her help, the success rate would be higher. God's blood, God's water, divine molten meteorite gold, Titan's heart, crystal essence body and so on were all prepared. Furthermore, they were just one step away from fusing together. Yu Yang only needed to transform these into a perfect human body. On the other side, he placed the fresh blood of Ji Zun, Night Empress, Impatience, Shui Wuxia, Princess Sisai, Fallen Flowers and the other girls. Especially Ji Zun's blood, he only had a few drops. He couldn't waste it easily. How could he transform these into battle angels? He would have to rely on the dream jadeite's wish ability. As Yu Yang had yet to comprehend the battle angel's humanization secret technique, creating emotionless battle puppets was not a problem, but that was not what Yu Yang wanted. Yu Yu was a little curious, but she cared about Yu Yang's privacy and didn't go in. Instead, she waited quietly outside. Yu Yang closed his eyes and started dreaming. For the first time, he did not enter the heavenly sword goddess's dream realm. Instead, he entered a mysterious world that was filled with energy. In this world of energy there was no weight, not even a body, only the existence of the soul. Yu Yang felt that he could fly freely at any time. Or rather, it was not called flying. It was purely the movement of his thoughts. He could fly and walk as he wished. Yu Yang felt that this world of energy was the wish energy contained in the dream jadeite. He prayed here and materialized it in reality. If Yu Yu walked into the research room, she would realize that Yu Yang's entire body was shining. The dream jadeite in his hand was as bright as the moon in the sky. How to pray, which direction to pray, what hand gestures to make, Yu Yang did not understand at all. He felt that he had entered the world of energy. Other than energy, it was a piece of emptiness. Could it be that his heart was not pure enough? Or was it not devout enough? Yu Yang was shocked by the thought that popped up in his mind. He quickly pretended to be serious and devout and silently prayed. The content was, I hope that the dream jadeite will create a battle angel with life, intelligence, thoughts and feelings. For the sake of success, Yu Yang prayed quietly for the first time. The time taken was estimated to be more than 10 minutes. In fact, Yu Yang's estimation of this time was completely wrong. In fact, the time that the soul stayed in the world of energy was different from the time in reality. He felt that 10 minutes had passed, but in fact, Yu Yu had been waiting outside for 10 hours. If Yu Yang could see Yu Yu, then he would realize that the entire world of reality was very slow, like watching a movie in slow motion. Of course, almost no one had ever seen reality in their soul state. Only some people who were on the verge of death, when they were separated from their bodies, could use their soul to see reality. They realized that the speed of progress in the real world was very slow. At least, it seemed like this in the soul state. Xiao San has stayed for too long. Yu Yu could not bear it anymore. She entered the research room, hoping to see how Yu Yang's dream was going. No matter who it was, it took 10 hours to dream. It would be strange if Yu Yu was not worried. She came in and saw that Yu Yang was lying beside the crystal doll. He was sleeping soundly, and his body was glowing. The dream jadeite was like the moon in the sky, emitting a soft light that enveloped Yu Yang's entire body. Seeing this, Yu Yu secretly heaved a sigh of relief. Luckily, the wish did not fail. Yu Yu sat down. She could not wait outside in fear for Yu Yang's success. No matter if it was a success or a failure, she had to stay by his side. At this moment, Yu Yang was helplessly staying in the world of energy. It seemed that the wish had failed. There was no reaction at all. However, he was a little unwilling to leave the dream just like that. Yu Yang decided to rest and pray again later. No matter what, he had to transform the battle angel. It must be known that it was not only Yu Gong's wish, it was also Yu Yang's wish. Just thinking about the nurturing and training of a beautiful battle doll would make him excited. Now that there was such a chance, how could he give it up so easily? Yu Yang thought maliciously. If Yu Yu knew that half of his research on the battle angel was to realize the nurturing and training of a beautiful battle doll, she would definitely be so angry that she wouldn't be able to eat. Among the 3 Yu sisters, Sister Yu is the most gentle, Bing Er is the most obedient, and Shuang Er is the most adorable. The image of the 3 Yu sisters flashed across Yu Yang's mind. He did not care at first, but the energy in front of him mysteriously changed, and gradually formed the image of Shuang Er. Yu Yang was stunned. Could it be that the real dream jadeite required him to use his will to create a human? Using Shuang Er's image to create a battle angel didn't seem too good. Who knows, others might even misunderstand that he was a Siscon. He couldn't let others know that he was a Siscon. However, if he gave up on Shuang Er's image, if he failed, then it would be a loss. Siscon it was then, success was better than failure. Yu Yang hurriedly used his will to confirm Shuang Er's image. Then, he tried his best to connect the illusory Shuang Er with his memories, causing her blurry image to gradually become clear. In the end, she looked exactly the same as the real Yu Shuang. Even her cute dimples and curly eyelashes were exactly the same. However, the Shuang Er that was formed from energy was a naked body of energy. Fortunately, no one saw it. Otherwise, he would definitely be known as a Siscon. In reality, Yu Yu watched dumbfoundedly as Yu Yang's body glowed brightly. Countless ribbons of light floated up like rainbows. As if they were alive, they connected him with the crystal dolls around him, even forming a thin cocoon of light. At this moment, the crystal doll that Yu Yang had spent a lot of effort to create was undergoing a miraculous transformation. Countless amounts of blood energy, God's water and God's dew automatically flew into it, gradually transforming into Yu Shuang's image. At first, it was very blurry with only a vague outline. Gradually, the miraculous transformation continued to progress perfectly. Yu Yu saw that in less than a minute, the Yu Shuang in the cocoon of light was no different from the real Yu Shuang. Countless blood vessels formed on her transparent body, followed by the heart and bones. At the brain, there was a rainbow that was connected to Yu Yang's brain. Heavens! Yu Yu was so happy that she almost cried. She used her hands to cover her mouth, afraid that she would disturb Yu Yang if she opened her mouth. So this was how the dream jadeite was used. The battle angel was about to be completed. Although it was in Yu Shuang's form, it was still a success. Yu Yu was so happy that she wanted to kiss her precious little brother, Yu Yang. Yu Yang was too powerful. He could even create an ancient battle angel. A battle angel that had life, intelligence and thought. Was this still a battle doll? This was simply God creating humans. After Yu Yang completed the little Shuanger form, he was still a little unsatisfied. Although he knew how to use the dream jadeite, why was it in Yu Shuang's form? The little girl was too small. How could she fight like this? Even if it was a big loli like Yu Bing, it would still be fine. The little loli was simply too small. Her small body was not strong enough. Just as he thought of this, the Yu Shuang form immediately changed. This scared Yu Yang half to death. Please don't fail. What made Yu Yang pleasantly surprised was that Yu Shuang's form did not disappear. Instead, it gradually transformed into Yu Bing's form. More and more energy surged over, forming a naked Yu Bing. Because Yu Yang often used Yu Bing's body to practice body fusion, he knew her body like the back of his hand. Since no one could see it, it was not a big deal to create another Yu Bing. The current Yu Yang had already understood. The Yu Shuang who had transformed into energy was only the first form of the battle angel. The current Yu Bing was mainly used to learn and practice the second form. As for the third form, it had not been decided yet. Yu Yu was stunned again. She saw the naked Yu Bing. Although she knew that this was the battle angel form that Yu Yang had imagined, she still felt extremely embarrassed that her little brother used his little sister's naked body to create a battle angel. There were so many women, yet he did not fantasize, yet he used his little sister to create one. Shuang Er was still a child, but Yu Bing had already started to grow up. Seeing Yu Bing's body forming bit by bit, even the snow mound in front of her chest and the red bean buds on the mound were exactly the same as a real person, Yu Yu's face immediately turned red. She spat at her bad little brother, Yu Yang, in her heart. She knew that Yu Yang could use energy to detect other people's bodies when he practiced body fusion. But she did not expect him to understand it so clearly. Seeing that Yu Bing's battle angel form was exactly the same as a real person, even her skin and hair were exactly the same, Yu Yu's face turned red. She thought of herself. In the past, when she practiced body fusion with him, she used her yin energy to help him improve. Doesn't that mean that he also knew the secret of her body? Of course, she knew in her heart that saying that he didn't know was actually a lie to herself. She was just pretending to not know in the past. What Yu Yang didn't know was that long before he started practicing body fusion, Yu Yang had already used his divine vision to observe her body. At that time, Yu Yang thought that the one bathing was Princess Sisai. Of course, that was unintentional. The battle angel's first form is Shuang Er, the second form is Bing Er, the third form? This thought suddenly flashed in Yu Yu's mind. She looked at the crystal-like Yu Bing that was gradually changing. Her body grew, and her female characteristics became more and more obvious. She cursed in her heart. Please don't be me. Yu Yu desperately prayed in her heart. No matter who it was, please don't be me. Otherwise, I really don't know what to do in the future. What made Yu Yu despair was that the battle angel's third form that Yu Yang was fantasizing about was her. Furthermore, according to Yu Yu's comparison, she realized that this bad brother of hers knew the secrets of her body as well as herself. Heavens, Yu Yu almost fainted. Especially when she saw that the battle angel's female characteristics were exactly the same as hers. Even the grass in the little garden below was exactly the same. She was so ashamed that she could not show her face. What should I do? Should I pretend not to know about this, or should I immediately let him change into Princess Sisai's appearance? Yu Yu stood there helplessly, staring blankly at the birth of her other self. It was only when the battle angel's body was gradually completed and the brilliance started to fade that she woke up from her shock and hurriedly ran out of the door. No matter what, I'll pretend not to know for the time being. Otherwise, I won't have the face to see anyone. Chapter 560. Although the three forms of the battle angel had been completed in the dream jadeite's energy world. But did this mean that it was a success? Yu Yang couldn't say for sure. He stayed in there for another 10 minutes. After confirming that it was completed, he exited from the soul state. Of course, because of his miscalculation, 10 minutes in the dream jadeite's energy world was equivalent to 10 hours. When Yu Yang woke up, he realized that there was a circle of people sitting around him. They were all praising him. I couldn't tell at all. The newly created battle angel is exactly the same as Sister Shuang-Er. Bao-Er said. Although he is usually very strict, he is indeed a good brother. This was Lu Ye's evaluation of Yu Yang. Master is actually very gentle. This was the half-elf girl's defense of Yu Yang. But, why isn't this battle angel moving? Should we wait for her to wake up? The chattering sound made Yu Yang feel dizzy. Who allowed them to enter his research room? Wasn't Big Sister Rain waiting outside? He just sat up, and before he could chase them out, Jean bounced towards him. You're awake? You're really good at sleeping. You slept for more than 20 hours. Everyone was so worried. More than 20 hours? Yu Yang was stunned. He had only been in the dream jadeite's energy world for more than 20 minutes. He looked at the dream jadeite in his hand. On the surface, there was no damage. However, when he moved his hand, it immediately turned into a ball of green powder. The dream jadeite's energy had been used up. The items that were placed on both sides of his body also disappeared. What replaced them was a clothed little Shuang-Er. After spending a lot of effort, Yu Yang finally recognized that this was not the real Shuang-Er. It was a battle angel in her life form. The battle angel had been successfully transformed. There was no difference between her and a real person. The only difference was that she still had the characteristics of a battle angel. When learning and fighting, she could change into the corresponding form. Everything was just like Yu Yang's hope. Bending down to listen to the battle angel's heartbeat and her long breathing, Yu Yang was indescribably moved. An unprecedented sense of accomplishment arose from the bottom of his heart. He had finally created a battle angel with intelligence, thoughts, and emotions. The miraculous third wish that even the ghost genius Yu Gong couldn't complete, he had now completed it for him. Yu Yang was happy for a long time. He wanted to find someone to share his joy with, but he realized that Yu was not around. Hey, where did she go? This was the battle angel that she had researched with. How could she miss out on such a celebratory occasion? Turning over, Yu Yang prepared to look for Yu so that they could share the joy of success together. However, Bao-Er pulled him back and pointed at the battle angel who was still sleeping. She asked curiously, "Why isn't the battle angel waking up? Isn't the battle angel supposed to wake up when you wake up?" Yu Yang also felt a little strange. The Valkyrie should never need to sleep. She could sleep like a human, but that was a Sim's habit. She didn't need to sleep at all. She could switch between living, learning, and fighting at any time for 24 hours a day. Unless she ran out of energy, she would never get tired. Yu Yang reached out and caressed the battle angel's face. He channeled a strand of innate qi to explore the meridians in her body. He realized that the meridians in her body were exactly the same as Yu Shuang's. The only difference was that her heart was formed from the powerful Titan's heart and contained a drop of God's blood. I don't know either. Yu Yang tried to use his thoughts to wake the battle angel up. He realized that her body did not have any reaction. In the battle angel's brain, a very special thought wave emerged. It seemed to be in a chaotic state. However, it was different from the chaotic state of the hornless dragon Jiang. Yu Yang felt that he was still lacking something. It was a pity that he could not grasp the inspiration in his heart. What was he lacking? Yu Yang started to think about this problem. There was nothing wrong with the body. It was even better than what he had imagined. It was almost exactly the same as a real person. It had already exceeded the description on the blueprint and reached the level of a divine weapon. In other words, the battle angel was a war doll with life, intelligence and thought, and not a robot. She had a body. There was no problem with the Titan's heart, God's blood and divine molten meteorite gold as the energy core. The three major runic circles were perfectly combined and the angel's blade and other weapons were integrated seamlessly. Such a perfect battle angel, what was she lacking? Yu Yang ignored Bao Er, who was bursting with curiosity, and ran to find Yu. Maybe she could inspire him by asking her. "Second sister, are you there?" Yu Yang didn't knock on the door and directly pushed the door open. Yu, who was leaning over the desk, was writing something. It seemed like she was writing a diary. Yu Yang's entrance gave her a big shock. "Why didn't you knock? You scared me to death." Yu patted her chest, still in a state of shock, and glared at Yu Yang unhappily. She hurriedly put away the notebook, which made Yu Yang even more curious. What was she writing? Was it related to him? Yu was afraid that Yu Yang would steal her diary and quickly changed the topic. "You're awake? Why are you here?" I'm a little tired today. I need to rest early." As she said, she pushed Yu Yang out. Yu Yang grabbed her hand. "I'm not looking at your diary. Don't rush to drive me out. I really have something to ask you." Yu was scared and screamed. Don't do this. Let go of me. Others will see." "If you have something to say it quickly. What's the matter? Are you not feeling well?" Yu Yang touched Yu's smooth forehead. "She didn't have a fever?" "No, I'm just a little tired." Yu was very happy that he was so concerned about her. She felt sweet in her heart. However, when she thought that he was so familiar with her body and even used her body to create the battle angel, she felt embarrassed. If Princess Sisai found out about this in the future, she wouldn't know how to explain it to her. The worst thing was that he had made a pair of wings for her, the angel's blade. No one else had it yet. Only she and the battle angel had it. This would easily cause misunderstandings. He could have borrowed anyone's form, but he had to use her own body to create the battle angel's battle form. Sigh. This was really too embarrassing. Yu secretly made a decision in her heart. From tomorrow onwards, she would move back to the Yu clan castle. Or she might as well go to the quiet house in Shangjing Academy and live with her teacher. She couldn't go on like this. She had been hesitant before. Now, she definitely couldn't go on like that. Then you should rest early. You must be exhausted these few days. Yu Yang had wanted to discuss the battle angel's problem with Yu. Xiao San, actually. Yu suddenly felt sad. She was leaving tomorrow, but she still lied to him today. He had always been very gentle to her and had always followed the rules. He had never messed around. Perhaps the battle angel's third form was only a reflection in his subconscious. It wasn't his usual thoughts at all. The battle angel's three forms were herself, Bing Er and Shuang Er. They were so young, he definitely wouldn't have any bad intentions towards them. In other words, the battle angel's three forms could be the three people he was closest to in his subconscious. He didn't do anything wrong. He just thought too much. Yu remembered what she had said to him before. In order to not let him worry, she said that she would never leave for the rest of her life. Now, she had to leave without telling him. It really hurt his heart. However, if she continued to stay here, her heart would be in a mess. She wouldn't be able to face him. Yu Yang was curious. What did Yu want to say? She looked like she was about to cry. Why was she feeling sad for no reason? Could it be that Yu Shan's injuries had worsened and his life was in danger? There was no reason. If Yu Shan was willing to let him treat him, he would have recovered in a few days. He insisted on enduring, so now he was like this. Although Yu Shan's injuries were quite serious, it shouldn't be to the extent of losing his life. Xiao San. Yu suddenly hugged Yu Yang. Her tears fell on his shoulder. Yu Yang was puzzled. When Yu let go of him, looking at her tear-stained face, Yu Yang couldn't help but feel a burst of pity. He reached out his hand and gently wiped away her tears. Yu Yu raised her tear-stained face. Through her hazy eyes, she looked at Yu Yang. Just as she was about to bear the pain in her heart and bid farewell to him. Suddenly, from the research room, there was a scream of indescribable fear. It was Bao Er and the others. Yu Yang and Yu Yu were both shocked. With tacit understanding, they flew up at the same time and rushed to the entrance of the research room. Yu Yang, who was holding the Hui Jin magic blade, was on the left. Yu Yu, who was unsheathing her angel's blade, was on the right. One attacked, one defended. The two thought that an enemy had come to the research room and kidnapped Bao Er. They didn't expect that it was not the case. Inside the research room, a strange light shone. Waves of special fragrance and beautiful light filled the entire research room. An indescribably vast energy was being born. A beam of light that only appeared when a grimoire was being contracted pierced through the room and shot up to the sky. Yi Kong, Fatty Hai and the others who were training at a distance raised their heads and saw a beam of light shooting up to the sky. It was almost 200 meters high. Immediately they were all dumbfounded. Who was contracting a grimoire? A beam of light that was 200 meters high. Wasn't this too abnormal? They immediately gave up on training and rushed back frantically as if they had been injected with chicken blood. They all wanted to see who had such potential. Inside the room, Yu Yang protected the half-elf girl, Bao Er and Lu Yi behind him. He was pleasantly surprised to see the battle angel, that was floating in the air continuously connecting with the external weapon and transforming into battle mode. He looked at the other Yu Yu that was floating in the air, holding a grimoire with both hands. The angel's blade on her body, under the connection of the divine molten meteorite gold, was completely transformed into an armor. Now, not to mention Yu Yang, even Bao Er who knew nothing about battle avatars knew that the battle angel had succeeded. That's great, Sister Yu, we succeeded. This battle angel can even contract a grimoire automatically. Yu Yang couldn't help but give Yu Yu an extremely excited hug. Cough! Yu Yu hurriedly pushed him away. Seeing that Yu Yang didn't do it on purpose, he was just too happy. He also hugged Bao Er and Lu Yi one by one. Her heart immediately felt relieved, but she still couldn't help but feel embarrassed. Yi Kong and Fatty Hai rushed back and saw that there was a Yu Yu in the air and a Yu Yu on the ground. Both of them had Angel's Blade. They didn't know which one was real and which one was fake. They almost thought that they were seeing things. Fortunately, they remembered that Yu Yang was creating a battle angel. They immediately realized that the girl in the sky who looked like Yu Yu was the real battle angel. Chapter 561. The battle angel slowly descended from the sky. When her two slender feet gently touched the ground, her closed big eyes and her long eyelashes trembled a little as she slowly opened them. When he opened his eyes, it was even more terrifying than Huang Quan, who was a heaven-ranked level 3 expert in ocular power. An unimaginable energy erupted out like a volcano. The shockwave directly sent Yi Kong, Fatty Hai and the others flying out. The entire research room was in chaos as if a hurricane had passed through it. If it wasn't for Yu Yang's full protection, the weaker Bao Er, Lu Yi and the others might have suffocated under this kind of extremely aggressive energy. What? At the door, only Xue Tan Lang was able to stand still, but his feet had sunk deep into the ground. Even so, he could only barely steady himself. Xue Tan Lang's expression changed. Cold sweat appeared on his forehead as he turned to Yu Yang and asked in shock, "What level is she?" Heaven-ranked level 1. Yu Yang also swallowed a mouthful of saliva with great difficulty. This battle angel's strength was completely beyond his imagination. She was born with the strength of heaven-rank level 1. If she continued to learn and grow in the future, what level would she reach? Yu Yang was so happy that he didn't know what to do. Heaven-ranked? Fatty Hai's teeth chattered. He was so shocked that he couldn't speak. The battle angel's beautiful eyes seemed to be searching for something. When she saw Yu Yang, she immediately emitted an even stronger energy wave. The entire research room was shaking. It almost collapsed. The battle angel was completely unaware of her surroundings, as if the sky collapsing had nothing to do with her. She looked at Yu Yang and walked towards Yu Yang step by step. This battle angel looked exactly the same as Yu Yu, but her expression was completely different. No matter what, Yu Yu would always be as gentle as water. No matter her words or actions, she would always be like that. However, this battle angel was different. Her face was expressionless and her eyes were blank. There was no hint of human emotions, only ruthlessness and coldness. Fatty Hai and the rest were scared half to death just by looking at her expression. If it weren't for Yu Yang, they would have escaped long ago. This wasn't a human, it was definitely a cold-blooded killing machine. The battle angel walked towards Yu Yang step by step. Bauer, Lu Yi, and the others were so frightened that they each pulled on one of Yu Yang's arms. They hid behind Yu Yang and trembled, but they couldn't help but look curiously. On the contrary, the half-elf girl was bolder. She seemed to want to step forward and protect her master. Yu Yu hurriedly shielded her behind her. The battle angel stomped the ground with every step she took. The obsidian floor tiles shattered like tofu. One step, one smash. She had good control over her body, so she didn't fall into the hole that she had created. In the beginning, her steps were still a little stiff, like a robot puppet walking. However, she learned very quickly. Every step she took was more accurate than the previous ones. She kept correcting her steps, and in the end, her gait became a little like Princess Qian Qian's, which was full of vigor. Would this battle angel have the same temper as Princess Sisai? No one could say for sure, including Yu Yang. Until now, Yu Yang didn't know if this battle angel would listen to his commands. He felt that he had a special spiritual connection with her, but it wasn't like a guardian beast. If there weren't so many people here, Yu Yang would definitely welcome her and try to communicate with her. However, right now Yu Yang couldn't leave. If Bao Lu Yi and the others couldn't take it and their lives were in danger, it would be over. The battle angel definitely didn't have any evil intentions. Maybe she just didn't know how to use her power, that's why she was like this. The battle angel stood in front of Yu Yang. Her eyes looked at him. You! The battle angel tilted her head. Her actions were a little like the cute Anan, and her mouth spoke a long string of words. At first, her speech was unclear, and she spoke very slowly and indistinctly. However, the second sentence immediately became better, and it was much clearer and more accurate. From the third sentence onwards, it was like the sound of nature, even more beautiful than singing. Other than Yu Yang and Sickly Beauty who had just arrived, no one else could understand what she was saying. However, even Yu Yang and Sickly Beauty couldn't understand what she was saying. Yu Yang vaguely knew that the battle angel's first sentence was in the ancient era's language, followed by the ancient era's elf language, followed by the dragon language, then the demon abyss language. The last sentence was in the human language. Although everyone couldn't understand the first part, they could clearly hear the last two words. This was because the battle angel said to Yu Yang, "Daddy." Yu Yang almost fell to the ground. He never thought that the battle angel would call him Daddy. Calling Daddy sounds good. Only Bao felt that it was good. She tilted her head and added fuel to the fire of Yu Yang. "How about I call you Daddy too?" Dong. Fatty Hai and the others all fell to the ground and fainted. Don't cause trouble. The golden elf Lin En had always doted on his sister, but now he felt that this girl was too mischievous. Little grandaunt, please don't talk anymore, or else I will have a heart attack. Yi Kong smiled bitterly. He stood up and distanced himself from this girl, in case her craziness infected him. Yu Yu also signaled for Bao to stop talking, and let Yu Yang communicate with the battle angel first. Mommy. When the battle angel saw Yu Yu, she used a very small voice and said. This time, Yu Yu almost fainted. The battle angel looked exactly like her, and she even called her mommy. This was really unbearable. Yu Yang and the others were dumbfounded. Why did the battle angel call Yu mommy? Could it be because Yu and Yu Yang created her together? Sickly Beauty was smart. She tried to take a step towards the battle angel. What about me? What did you call me? To everyone's surprise, the battle angel turned her head to look at her and said mommy, before returning her gaze back to Yu Yang's face. To Yu, the battle angel called her mommy. To Sickly Beauty, the battle angel also called her mommy. Yu Yang now understood a little. This was because the blood used to create her was provided by the girls. Hence, she would automatically remember all the girls who provided her blood as mommy. When Inan and Yu Bing tried, the battle angel really called everyone mommy, causing Inan and Bao to cheer. On the other hand, Yu Bing and Yu were extremely embarrassed. She is probably still in her infancy stage, just like a newly hatched chick. She would call everyone daddy and mommy. Maybe she would also call me mommy. Fatty High expressed that many young beasts were like this. They couldn't even tell who their parents were. The first living thing they saw was their parent. He walked forward proudly and clapped his hands to attract the battle angel's attention. Be good, call me mommy too. What a shame. Yikong suddenly felt that knowing someone like Fatty High was a nightmare that he would never be able to get rid of. This fellow is itching for a beating. Xue Tan Lang also felt that what Fatty High lacked the most was getting beaten up. Rumble, the battle angel's mechanical armor on her arms changed shape. 3 ancient energy cannons extended out mightily. In the blink of an eye, they were fully charged and locked onto Fatty High's pale face. As long as the cannons were fired, Fatty High would definitely disappear from this world instantly. Fatty High didn't even dare to raise his hands, afraid that the battle angel would misunderstand and instantly kill him. Yu Yang quickly stopped her. Stop. The battle angel looked at Yu Yang and asked, Daddy, don't we need to destroy this humanoid creature in front of us? Yu Yang held back his laughter and put on a serious look, as if he was a father. He nodded and said, Let him go. This humanoid creature is my teammate. Yes. The battle angel kept the ancient energy cannons and returned to her original appearance. Fatty High, who had just escaped death, was so scared that his legs went soft and he fell to the ground. Seeing that the battle angel listened to him, Yu Yang was overjoyed. He ordered her to change to her first living state. The battle angel's armor, weapons and angel's blade were all returned to the grimoire world. Her body shrunk rapidly in a dazzling light. She first turned into Yu Bing, then into a small Yu Shuang. She even used her energy to create a small floral dress that Yu Shuang usually wore. The battle angel's living state was no longer heaven rank level 1, but she was still innate level 1. Moreover, she didn't know how to hide her strength at all. Sickly Beauty brought her a chair, wanting her to sit down and slowly communicate with her. Unexpectedly, the battle angel smashed the chair into pieces. She quickly grabbed the edge of the table for support, but the table collapsed again. In the end, she had no choice but to let Yu Yang carry her, lest all the chairs, tables and the house be destroyed by her. Before leaving, Yu Yang looked at the Wishing Dutchman's pipe that would never wither by the window. This was his precious treasure. If it wasn't for the sake of creating a battle angel, he would never take it out. Because it was protected by the crystal barrier, he wasn't worried that it would be damaged. It was just a habit of his to look at it. In the end, he cried out in shock, My flower! The Wishing Dutchman's pipe that would never wilt. Unknowingly, the blooming Wishing Dutchman's pipe had already withered. There was only a little flower bud left. If it was any other Wishing Dutchman's pipe, it would have already withered and died. Fortunately, this was a Wishing Dutchman's pipe that was watered by God's dew, God's wine and God's water. The evil Millennium Ancient Tree was right. This Wishing Dutchman's pipe would indeed never wither. According to the new flower bud, it would probably be able to be used again after 3 years. But who was the one who used the Wishing Dutchman's pipe? What was the content of the wish? Was it a success or a failure? Yu Yang looked at everyone. Yi Kong, Fatty Hai and the others were indifferent and ignorant. They had never gone near Yu Yang's research room. In reality, they knew how precious the Wishing Dutchman's pipe was. It was impossible for them to waste it on themselves. They would definitely let Yu Yang use it in the most important place. Everyone looked at each other. Only Bao Er, Lu Yi and the half-elf girl lowered their heads. Especially Bao Er. She touched her index fingers together and pitifully apologized to Yu Yang. I don't know. Actually, I didn't say anything. I just casually said something and the flower fell. What did you say? Yu Yang understood a little. It turned out that the strong battle angel in his arms was born because of the Wishing Dutchman's pipe's power. Yu Yang's curiosity was about to explode. What did Bao Er say? Could it awaken a sleeping battle angel? Chapter 562. Everyone looked at Bao Er. At first, everyone thought that she was just messing around and destroying the Wishing Dutchman's pipe. Looking at Yu Yang's expression, it seemed to be related to the battle angel's awakening. They immediately remembered Bao Er's luck. Bao Er was not good at fighting, but she was extremely lucky. This was something everyone knew. Could it be that the battle angel awakened because this lucky big loli had unintentionally completed the wish? At that time, I think I was talking to Sister Lu Yi. I also don't remember. Bao Er herself had forgotten what she had said. The only thing she remembered was that the Wishing Dutchman's pipe would fall when she said it, turning into light and disappearing. After that, the battle angel awakened, causing a huge change in her vision. It would be strange if Bao Er still remembered what she had said in that situation. Sweat. Yi Kong and the others felt dizzy. Think about it carefully, this is very important. Yu Yang wanted to know the truth and was prepared to find the trick. This pot of Wishing Dutchman's pipe would never wither and was used once every 3 years. If he could find the trick to making a wish, he would be rich. I really don't remember. Bao Er tilted her head. After thinking for a long time, she realized that her mind was blank. Master, I still remember what Sister Bao Er said at that time. Even Lu Yi couldn't remember, but the half-elf girl gave Yu Yang a surprise. Tell me, what did Bao Er say at that time? Yu Yang was overjoyed. Sister Lu Yi said, the battle angel was originally a Saint Tier, but Master, you are developing a humanoid divine weapon with a higher requirement, so it can't be awakened for a while. Sister Bao Er said, a humanoid divine weapon is nothing special. If it can be made into a heavenly divine weapon, then that would be amazing. With such a pile of scrap metal on its body, even if it can be awakened, it might not be able to stand up and fight. The half-elf girl imitated Bao Er's tone perfectly. Everyone nodded after hearing it. That's right, this was Bao Er's usual tone of voice. Bao Er was embarrassed. She lowered her head, afraid that Yu Yang would punish her. Well done. Unexpectedly, not only did Yu Yang not punish her, but he even reached out and patted her head. Bao Er, I'll leave the next Wishing Dutchman's pipe to you, lucky baby. Really? Bao Er was so happy that she jumped up. She was afraid that Yu Yang couldn't see her answer, so she deliberately pulled his arm and made him look at her. Then, she very seriously gave him a loud yes. Before he finished, he immediately turned around and showed off to Lu Yi and the others. I have always been very good at praying. In the past, the high priestess in the tribe used a crystal ball to predict good or bad luck. She always let me stand beside her and pray seriously. Lu Yi found it funny. Actually, everyone knew that when the Golden Elf High Priest used the crystal ball to predict the future, he made Bao Er stand by his side and pray seriously. The main reason was that he was afraid that she would accidentally break something or say something wrong while walking around. That was why he purposely kept her by his side. This should have nothing to do with her praying. But come to think of it, if the awakening of the battle angel was related to Bao Er's wish, then was she a humanoid divine soldier? or a heavenly divine soldier. What was the difference between a humanoid divine soldier and a heaven divine soldier? A humanoid divine soldier was a humanoid divine soldier. It was a special type of war beast that had life and could transform into a human. This kind of special type of war beast was at least a holy ranked war beast. A humanoid divine soldier could learn and grow like a human, and could also transform into a weapon for its master to fight. It might be weak in the beginning, but in the later stages, it was even more terrifying than a real divine weapon. This was because a humanoid divine soldier was a humanoid divine weapon that was constantly growing. In the entire Tong Tian Tower, only Ji Zun had a humanoid divine soldier. The humanoid divine soldier that Ji Zun had was a six-winged blood-winged angel. This blood-winged angel was far from reaching the limit of her growth. However, the current her, after transforming into a divine soldier, could almost instantly kill a heaven-ranked level 6 ranker with a swing of her sword. The power of a humanoid divine soldier could be seen how terrifying it was. Yu Yang did not have a humanoid divine soldier. However, Yu Yang had another type of divine soldier that was equally special and powerful. That was the only Tong Tian beast in Tong Tian Tower, the golden beast that Yu Yang could not see through. The mysterious golden beast was definitely not a humanoid divine soldier. However, was it a beast-shaped earthly divine soldier, or a legendary heavenly divine soldier that surpassed all other divine soldiers? Yu Yang could not be sure of this answer. Humanoid divine soldier, earthly divine soldier and heavenly divine soldier, these three ancient weapons were described by Sickly Beauty in the ancient books that she brought back from the ancient palace. 10,000 years ago, many warriors in the soaring dragon continent had humanoid divine soldiers, and nurturing humanoid divine soldiers was an important part of their growth, just like nurturing guardian beasts. In an even more ancient era, it was said that warriors at that time also had a heavenly divine soldier that could destroy heaven and earth. However, this kind of heavenly divine soldier was extremely rare even in ancient times. Heavenly divine soldiers were different from earthly divine soldiers and humanoid divine soldiers. Heavenly divine soldiers were born naturally, and they chose their own masters. They could not be made. Earthly divine soldiers were extremely powerful once they were made, but their growth was the slowest. Moreover, because they were beast-shaped, their growth potential was not high. The biggest weakness of earthly divine soldiers was that they could never contract a grimoire. In ancient times, warriors usually used earthly divine soldiers as their mount. If the battle angel was made without life and was purely a holy ranked puppet, then it could barely be considered as the most basic earthly divine soldier. Of course, the battle angel that Yu Yang made in order to fulfill the ghost genius Yu Gong's third wish was different. This kind of battle angel had surpassed holy ranked and reached the level of a divine weapon. This was because this kind of battle angel had the ability to transform into a human, could learn and grow. Even if its strength was insufficient in the beginning, it could slowly improve through learning. The starting point of a humanoid divine soldier was very different from an earthly divine soldier, but its growth potential was higher and its growth speed was faster. As long as it was nurtured well, it was very possible for it to surpass an earthly divine soldier. This was also the reason why ancient warriors loved to use humanoid divine soldiers so much. As for heavenly divine soldiers, they could only be found and not sought. The battle angel is definitely a heavenly divine soldier, it's a must. Fatty Hai did not dare to go near. He stood at the door and shouted with all his might, trying to flatter the battle angel. Grimoire, open your grimoire and let me see. Yu Yang hinted to the battle angel in his arms, telling her to summon her grimoire. The battle angel looked at Yu Yang. When she saw Yu Yang's actions, she finally understood. She reached out her hand and summoned her grimoire. There was no need to chant. It was summoned in an instant. Furthermore, when it was summoned, everyone gasped in surprise. The grimoire that the battle angel summoned was actually gold-ranked. It directly skipped the bronze-ranked and silver-ranked grimoire. Fatty High's face was full of tears. Yi Kong and the Li brothers were also full of tears. A dignified human actually couldn't compare to a battle angel. Alright, this battle angel was different from the rest. She was indeed smarter than humans. Compared to everyone's surprise, Yu Yang was very calm. Compared to the time when little Wen Li summoned a diamond grimoire, the battle angel's gold grimoire wasn't an exaggeration. Yu Yang kept little Wen Li's secret a secret. Otherwise, if he told them, Fatty High and the others would definitely be scared to death. On the front page of the grimoire was the battle angel's portrait. Her portrait was constantly changing. One moment it was little Shuang Er's life form, the next moment it was Bing Er's learning form, and the next moment it was Yu Yu's battle form. Everyone was confused looking at it. Below it was her inherent skill and guardian beast. Hatred inherent skill. When this inherent skill is activated, the owner will immediately gain 10 times the strength of hatred and enter a berserk state. At the same time, the owner will be immune to all negative statuses. The target of hatred will be nailed with an arrow of hatred. Before death, it cannot be dissolved by any external force. The duration of hatred is related to the target's level. The target's inherent skill level is 1. The surrounding spectators were speechless. This inherent skill of hatred was really terrifying. Thinking about it, if a heaven-ranked battle angel gained 10 times the strength of hatred and entered a berserk state, at the same time, immune to all negative statuses such as weakness, confusion, blindness, poison, and other negative statuses, she would attack the enemy crazily. Who would be able to withstand that? The most terrible thing was that this kind of hatred could not be dissolved. The only hope was the time limit of hatred. If this inherent skill of hatred was raised to the highest level, under the extremely long time limit of hatred, whoever provoked the battle angel would simply be courting death. Fatty High's face was full of cold sweat. Luckily, he did not let the battle angel be nailed with an arrow of hatred. Otherwise, even Yu Yang might not be able to save him. Thinking about this, he felt his legs go weak again. Yi Kong and the others did not feel that guilty, and immediately looked at the guardian beast. Wishing little angel. Humanoid, special type, gold-ranked level 1. Angel form. Guardian beast. Special skills. A swift flight, a horn sound. Wish. This guardian beast did not seem to be very strong on the surface. However, only Yu Yang, who had the Heaven Eye's divine vision, knew how terrifying this guardian beast was. When this wishing little angel and the inherent skill of hatred were combined together, the battle angel was so strong that it made people speechless. For example, the unremarkable special skill of horn sound. Yi Kong and the others could not see anything special about it. Only Yu Yang knew that this special skill of horn sound would increase the strength of all allies who heard the sound of the horn. The increase in strength was related to the level of the wishing little angel. The increase in strength? This skill would cause the enemy to cry out in pain. The other special skill, wish, was even more terrifying. Wish could remove all the negative statuses of all comrades at once. It could recover all the energy of a single target, or it could double the strength of the whole group. The thing that made Yu Yang speechless was that this wish cherub could perform wish 3 times a day. With the help of this guardian beast, it would be hard for the battle angel not to be powerful. What does horn sound mean? Fatty High asked in confusion. A horn sound is a blessing, but the blessing is a percentage. When Yu Yang said this, Fatty High wanted to step in, but his vision darkened as he bumped into the door with a thud. Yu Yang hid the truth. He did not say that the blessing was related to the level of the battle angel. The higher the level, the more terrifying the blessing. According to Yu Yang's estimations, when the wishing little angel became a holy beast, the percentage of the blessing would be more than 100, or even double. Although Yi Kong's inherent skill is not bad, it cannot be compared to the battle angel's inherent skill. Prince Tian Luo laughed heartily. Don't attack me. Yikong shook his head and smiled bitterly. The battle angel is so cute and powerful. Everyone, let's give the battle angel a nice name. Inan felt that the most important thing now was to give the battle angel a name. I've already thought of one. Yu Yang had always been a dictator. He expressed that he had already thought of a name. What should it be called? Everyone was extremely curious. One must know that although Yu Yang was an abnormal genius in cultivation, his ability to come up with names was ordinary. Compared to the crescent blade that he had refined, the names Crescent Moon and Hui Jin Magic Blade weren't that great. However, looking at the names Hui Tailang, Hong, Duo, Ah Man and the other beasts, it was clear that Yu Yang's ability to come up with names was very ordinary. What name did he think of for the battle angel? Chapter 563. She is named Ika. Yu Yang shamelessly lied to his sister Inan. This name is to commemorate the first time I met Inan. Actually, it was not. Yu Yang named Ika mainly because he remembered the anime Things That Fell from the Sky. The omnipotent female angel Icarus was the love of otakus. Of course, this was because Inan was indeed the first girl that Yu Yang had met. At that time, she had pretended to be a male thief and bravely betrothed her little sister to Yu Yang. In other words, she had pledged her life to him privately. This kind of love from the time when it was on the decline had deeply moved Yu Yang. Although he did not say it, he loved this brave sister Inan very much. Naming the battle angel Ika was indeed to commemorate the first time he met Inan. Otherwise, he could have named it another anime character, such as Sister Canon. Yu Yang's words moved Inan. At first, Inan was a little jealous that she did not have a part in the three forms of the battle angel. She felt that her position in this bad guy's heart was not important. Now she felt that she was the happiest person in the world. It turned out that he had already thought of the name before the battle angel was created. It was also to commemorate their first meeting. She had completely misunderstood him. According to Sister Rain, the battle angel was the reflection of the people closest to him subconsciously. Then, it was reasonable for it to be Sister Rain, Sister Bing Er and Little Shuang Er. However, this name had been chosen long ago. It proved that Yu Yang had her in his heart, and her position was very important. It was just a name, but this intention had completely captured Inan's heart. She did not want to resist at all. She was willing to be his captive for the rest of her life. Previously, when Inan faced Yu Yang, she would always be a little shy. Firstly, she couldn't wash away the fact that they had pledged to marry each other. Secondly, she was used to him talking to her when he was pretending to be a man. When he teased her when he was a woman, she felt shy. Now that she heard that he doted on her so much that he even made a battle angel to commemorate their first meeting, she immediately became the brave Inan. Regardless of the people around them, she hugged him tightly, raised her little face, and nodded to him excitedly. In the future, let me be Ika's mother. I will take good care of her. I will make her study hard. I will make Ika the most powerful battle angel in the world. Inan, big sister Inan, you can do it! Yu Bing was also happy for Inan. No matter what, she had the most resonance with Inan. Inan was so excited that she stood on her tiptoes. Like a dragonfly skimming the water, she gave Yu Yang a sweet kiss. Then, in his arms, she happily took the battle angel, Ika, and hugged her with a smile. Fatty Hai, Yikong and Shui Tanlang gave Yu Yang a thumbs up at the same time. They completely admired his skills in picking up girls. It was too amazing. It was simply a godlike skill in picking up girls. Creating a battle angel, and still not forgetting to pick up girls. What kind of realm was this? No wonder Tigress could win over Princess Sisai. In comparison, Jun Wuyu, who thought he was passionate and good at picking up girls, was simply an apprentice. He still had to pay tuition fees to learn from Yu Yang. What diamonds, what flowers, what delicacies, what pet elixirs, all of them were fleeting. Look at the third young master, giving a name to a war beast, and Sister Anan was moved to tears. Everyone, listen to me. Shangjing Academy will organize a student gathering in 2 days. If we go and participate, those beauties will definitely throw themselves into our arms when they see us. Fatty High's heart was moved as he tried his best to encourage everyone. Not interested. Shui Tan Lang turned and left. I have 5 candidates for my future empress, and dozens of concubines. Prince Tian Luo expressed that he was a little allergic to beauties. The men of big families were already engaged, so they did not lack beauties. Seeing that there was no other way, Fatty High could only look at Yi Kong and the Li brothers, who were also from small families. The 3 of them definitely did not have a fiancé. Yi Kong turned and left, muttering to himself. The one that Vice Principal Shui mentioned and the one that His Majesty mentioned, both of them are not bad. Which one should I choose? Fatty High was so angry that his nose became crooked. Why did the old cunning fox and Jun Wu Yu, these 2 old fellows, only introduce to Yi Kong, that monkey, and did not do anything to him? What did they mean? No matter what, he had the murderous title of Cheap Fat Demon in the 6th floor of Tong Tian Tower. He thought that something was wrong. Only he did not have a girl. His days were too miserable. He immediately cried to Yu Yang. No matter what, I'm still the boss, but I don't even have a girl. My future is simply bleak. Tell the old cunning fox to introduce me to a girl from the death class. It's not like you don't know me. I'm loyal and affectionate, gentle and caring. I'm really a good friend. Stop, you don't have to memorize the words of the advertisement. Moreover, I'll charge 1,000 gold per word. Yu Yang ignored Fatty High's crying. You can't just watch me die. Fatty High hugged Yu Yang's thigh. The King Kong rhinoceros and the little hippopotamus are both females. It's still possible for them to become beauties. As for the wind-breath seabird, forget about it. Yu Yang comforted Fatty High, ignoring his conscience. Will the King Kong rhinoceros and the little hippopotamus really evolve like the barbarian cow Shadow Aman? Fatty High felt a glimmer of hope when he heard this. Everything depends on human effort. As long as you have perseverance, you can grind an iron bar into a needle. Yu Yang expressed that he couldn't understand such a simple logic. I understand, I'll definitely work hard. Fatty High was so moved that he cried. He crawled up and dashed out. Facing the sunset, he shouted, What beauties, they're all just fleeting clouds. As long as they're my guardian beasts, they'll be my lifelong companions. Let those fellows who got married early be jealous. They wouldn't understand my wonderful life. Yi Kong's head fell to the ground. He had seen many idiots, but he had never seen someone as idiotic as Fatty High. Turning the King Kong rhinoceros and the little hippopotamus into beauties, this dream was really naive. How many times had the barbarian cow Shadow Aman evolved? Moreover, the barbarian cow Shadow was a phantom. In the 12 golden palaces, she had been bestowed with many laws. If not for the phantom's second skill, reconstruction, the barbarian cow Shadow Aman would definitely not have evolved to her current perfect form. Reconstruction. After the phantom takes over a beast's body as its new body, it can once again absorb the same beast's body and energy to reconstruct its body. The target must be alive. The success rate is related to the target's strength and will. Without this reconstructing ability, even if the King Kong rhinoceros and the little hippopotamus could become beauties, it would still be difficult to evolve for 10,000 years. Yi Kong couldn't imagine what Fatty High would become after 10,000 years. A white-bearded old man who was still a virgin? Thinking of this, Yi Kong shuddered and quickly distanced himself from Fatty High, in case he was infected by this damn fatty's idiocy. The Battle Angel IKA had officially succeeded. The remaining work was to study the ancient book while living happily with the girls. Just when Yu Yang thought that he could take a break and find time to push down Anan or the hornless dragon Jiang Ying, He didn't expect that the impatiens would send a letter back. It wasn't just a simple, "I miss you, I want to kiss you" love letter. There was also a secret that shocked Yu Yang. It was said that in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower, the Sea Clan's territory, the boundless ocean, there was a secret door. In this secret door, a heaven realm rancor from 6,000 years ago was sealed. In order to fight against Yu Yang, who returned from the heaven realm, the Sea Clan decided to open this secret door that had been sealed for 6,000 years and invite the heaven realm rancor inside. As for how strong the heaven realm rancor inside the secret door was, would it be like the prison Emperor Divine Palace? Would there be more than 100 heaven realm rancors sealed inside? No one knew about these. The news that impatiens received came from a countess in the highest decision-making circle of the Sea Clan. This countess' grandfather had always been one of the guardians of the secret door. When she realized the danger of opening the secret door, and the fact that Ji Zun, Night Empress and the Yu Clan's third young master were undefeatable, she immediately decided to betray the Sea Clan and report to the impatiens she knew. This countess was very rational. Forget about the combination of Ji Zun, Night Empress and the Yu Clan's third young master, even the Dragon Emperor, Sky Execution and the Great Demon King Baruth could defeat the Sea Clan and the Sea Clan's biggest ally, the Black Hell King. The current Sea Clan, not to mention these 6 super rankers, even the Emperor of the Underworld, who was also in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower, could send troops to exterminate the Sea Clan at any time. The Ocean Emperor was already dead and the Sea Clan's innates were almost completely wiped out in the graveyard of the sea. Empress Jellyfish had previously sent troops to the Soaring Dragon continent. However, the Yu Clan's third young master had risen to power. Even his enslaved beast was a heaven-ranked level 2 abyss manatee. The Sea Clan, which was constantly in conflict with each other, still had hope? Without any hesitation, the Countess immediately made an appointment with impatiens. She also promised to betroth her daughter to the Yu Clan's 5th son, Yu Ting, as a concubine. She would take the initiative to form a marriage alliance with the Yu Clan in order to protect their noble status in the Sea Clan. Marriage alliance. Yu Yang understood very well that marriage alliance was the bottom line of trust between clans or countries in Tong Tian Tower. Without this thing, any everlasting friendship would be nonsense. Only a binding marriage was a double insurance for the combination of interests. The Sea Clan's resources are not bad. Marriage alliance is beneficial to the Yu Clan. However, it seems that Yu Ting is more single-minded. Is he willing to take a concubine? Sickly Beauty felt that this was an international practice, so it was understandable for her to accept it. If not for Yu Yang's strong rise to power, the Sea Clan would not have arranged a marriage alliance with the Yu Clan no matter how poor they were. The Sea Clan stayed in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower. Once their daughter was born, her strength would be close to the sect master, only slightly weaker than Yu Ting. If not for Yu Ting's innate level 7 growth limit, he might not have been able to control the Sea Clan's concubine. I'll go take a look first. Let's not talk about other things first. The most important thing is the sealed Heaven Realm rancor. If we don't get rid of the hidden danger, it will be hard to be at ease. Yu Yang did not think much about it. Anyway, he was not the one who was going to marry a concubine. Be careful, this matter is not simple. Otherwise, Sister Sky Law would not have sent a letter to invite you. Maybe the Black Hell King would also appear. Yu was careful. After thinking about it repeatedly, she felt that there might be an extremely dangerous Heaven Realm rancor sealed in the Sea Clan's secret door. If the sealed Heaven Realm rancor did not have enough strength, the Sea Clan would not hope to release them and restore their former glory. Looks like Shark King and even the deceased Ocean Emperor did not know about the secret door. Yu Yang's desire to kill monsters to level up rose again. What was there to be afraid of if they were sealed Heaven Realm rancors? They were going to fight Heaven Realm rancors. Without the seal, it would be hard to say. In a weak state that had just been released from the seal, no matter how strong the boss was, it would only be a matter of giving away equipment. The more Yu Yang thought about it, the more excited he became. He chased Fatty Hai and the others back to the Yu clan castle, then brought Hui Tai Lang and rushed to the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower excitedly. Chapter 564. Yu Yang was on his way to the Thunder Fortress. As expected, Hai Yingwu did not know anything about the secret door. Shark King did not even return to the boundless ocean in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower. Instead, he led the Sea Clan's troops and the Black Hell Army's eastern and northern divisions to the Gufeng continent. War Tiger of the East and Fierce Tooth of the North had already died. Right now, their subordinates had already been taken over by the most powerful Thunder of the Center. In the Black Hell Army, other than the Black Hell Army's personal guards who were still in Zijin Kingdom, the West Gale of the West and Blood Hoof of the South had already led their troops out of the Soaring Dragon continent and stationed themselves in the Ao Jia continent and the Qi Lan continent. Why did the Black Hell King scatter his troops like this? The most loyal and elite Black Prison personal guards, why were they still staying in the Zijin Kingdom? Yu Yang felt that the Black Hell King still had some tricks up his sleeves and wouldn't admit defeat so easily. Furthermore, Yu Yang reckoned that when the Black Hell King attacked again, it would definitely be a fatal blow. Xia Yi is not back yet. She seems to have found something useful. Hai Yingwu muttered to herself. With her strength, it should not be a problem for her to move around the Gufeng continent. However, Thunder of the Center has arrived at the Gufeng continent. His strength is extraordinary and he has many strange people under him. If they discover Xia Yi, I'm afraid her life will be in danger. Then send a letter to ask her to return to the Thunder Fortress. I can guess their plans in the Gufeng continent now. If the situation in the Gufeng continent changes too much and Xia Yi can't return smoothly, then let her stay at the safest place first. I will go and pick her up personally. Yu Yang nodded. Do you think the secret door incident is real or fake? Could it be a trap? Hai Yingwu was suspicious of this matter. Don't worry, I will go with Skylaw. Even if the Black Hell King ambushes us, I believe we will be able to leave safely. The current Yu Yang was no longer the ignorant person he was in the past. Before entering the death arena, Yu Yang was still a little afraid of the Black Hell King. After the Battle of the Heaven Realm, Yu Yang's strength increased. He felt reassured. Moreover, Yu Yang, who had already developed the Battle Angel, was only looking forward to the Black Hell King's challenge. Furthermore, the Black Hell King's power should be at its weakest now. If he dared to set up an ambush and gave Yu Yang an opportunity, the Black Hell King wouldn't be as lucky as he was last time to escape death. Compared to the Black Hell King, Yu Yang was more worried about the Scarlet Emperor and the Scarlet Concubine. If the Scarlet Emperor recovered to his peak, that would be the real danger. Tong Tian Tower, 10th floor. The Boundless Sea. This place used to be a forbidden area for ordinary martial artists, the territory of the Sea Race's royal family. The Sea Sovereign Guanlan had fallen. More than half of the Xiantian elites of the Sea Clan had perished in the graveyard of the sea. A single defeat had caused the Sea Clan to fall into a dangerous situation. Empress Jellyfish's decision was wrong. She turned to the Black Hell Army and took the initiative to become enemies with the Soaring Dragon continent. In the end, she fell deeper into the mud. The army went to the Soaring Dragon continent and the internal affairs were in chaos. The boundless ocean was no longer a forbidden area for Tong Tian Tower. The prestige of the Sea Race declined. It was no longer enough to deter adventurers, especially adventurers with ulterior motives. Although Empress Jellyfish still controlled the entire Sea Clan's Elder Council and had a very strong army, the boundless ocean was too big. It was bigger than 10 Soaring Dragon continent. The vast ocean, long coastline and numerous islands made it impossible for Empress Jellyfish to defend it completely. She could only choose to retreat to the most important meteor shower ocean. The meteor shower ocean. Other than being the richest and most fertile ocean region of the Sea Clan, it was also the location of the most prosperous ocean emperor city. Most importantly, this was also the place where the secret door was sealed. Welcome Ji Zun of Sky Law, welcome third young master. The one who came to welcome Impatience and Yu Yang was a middle-aged lady who was dressed like a colorful butterfly. Of course, she wasn't from the butterfly clan, nor was she a flower fairy. She was the leader of the butterfly fish clan. Countess Jiewei, you don't have to be so polite. Impatience had just reunited with Yu Yang at the Warriors Guild in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower. As the saying goes, absence makes the heart grow fonder. If it wasn't for the limited time, she would have wanted to spend some time with her lover to relieve the pain of yearning in her heart before exploring the boundless ocean. She pulled Yu Yang's hand without hesitation. Towards the Countess' solemn greeting, she responded slightly with the attitude of a strong warrior. She then turned and introduced to Yu Yang. This is the Countess Jiewei that people mentioned. Of course, if it wasn't for Empress Jellyfish, the current empress of the Sea Clan might have been the Countess. When Guan Lan left, did he leave any words related to Jiewei? Hearing Sky Law's words, the Countess blushed slightly. She bowed to Yu Yang and asked, Before he died, he was talking to his son and daughter. I was an outsider, so I didn't listen to it. Actually, Yu Yang had heard most of Guan Lan's will, but he didn't hear anything related to this Countess. In order not to disappoint her, Yu Yang could only say that he didn't hear it. I understand, he never had Jiewei in his heart. The Countess sighed faintly. About this, I didn't know Countess Jiewei at that time, otherwise I would have asked on your behalf. Yu Yang was only comforting her. He was definitely not that kind of gossipy person. Jiewei thanks third young master. I don't know what will he left for his illegitimate daughter, but if it was a son, it should be Shark King. Other than him, the Ocean Emperor would not trust anyone else. The Countess was very smart. With just one guess, he had guessed Shark King. Yu Yang chuckled. He didn't admit nor deny it. Since Yu Yang promised to help Hai Yingwu become the new Ocean Emperor, he would try his best to do it. Before confirming that this Sea Clan Countess was his loyal ally, Yu Yang would definitely not mention Hai Yingwu to avoid unnecessary trouble. The Countess didn't dwell on this topic. She adjusted her emotions and changed the topic. May I ask third young master, what do you think about Jiewei's youngest daughter, Yu Wen, being married to Yu Clan's fifth young master, Yu Ting? Yu Yang smiled slightly. This matter is decided by the elders. As a junior, it is not convenient for me to make a decision. When the Countess heard this, she smiled and said, Jiewei has heard of third young master's filial piety. If third young master feels troubled, Jiewei will not ask. Although fifth young master's name is not widely known, I have heard a lot of praises from my good friends. Most importantly, fifth young master is devoted to love. If Yuan can marry a lover, her life will not be in vain. Her words made Yu Yang cough. Although she didn't mean it, when Yu Yang heard it, he felt that she was insinuating that he was a womanizer, so he felt a little awkward. Luckily the Countess didn't say too much, otherwise Yu Yang would be too ashamed to show his face. Impatience was secretly happy at the side. She pouted her lips at Yu Yang. She teased him silently. Scoundrel, fickle little thief. Her expression was extremely enchanting and charming, causing Yu Yang's heart to burn with passion. He almost couldn't help but beat this little demoness up. Regarding the secret door's seal, it's like this. Countess Jiewei told the story of how her grandfather guarded the secret door's seal. It turned out that 6,000 years ago, there was an earth-shattering war in the endless ocean. At that time, the three great leaders of the Western Heaven Realm had not arrived yet. The Prison Emperor was fighting against another group of Heaven Realm rankers. Because of that war, many Heaven Realm rankers fell like meteors into the endless ocean. Hence, the Sea Clan called the sea region where the Heaven Realm rankers fell, Meteor Shower Sea. The Sea clan wasn't actually very strong. It was mainly because they inherited the various treasures left behind by the Heaven Realm Rankers and obtained the remnant power of the Heaven Realm Rankers. Hence, the Rankers in the clan kept emerging. It was also because the Sea clan obtained the power of some Heaven Realm Rankers that the Abyss Manatee, who was unable to return to the Heaven Realm, was persuaded by the Sea clan to stay in the Meteor Shower Sea. In the end, it voluntarily became the Sea clan's guardian deity. This decision sped up the Sea clan's path to glory. The descendants of the Abyss Manatee and the Sea clan, without exception, all became the Sea clan's royal family. It turned out that because of the birth of the Sea clan's guardian deity and the new royal family, the various lords of the Sea clan were forced to acknowledge the new Ocean Emperor's regime. At the same time, they were also conferred the title of Duke and Earl of the Sea clan, forming an elders' association. The Countess' grandfather Gu Shi was one of them. The three elders who guarded the secret door's seal, Gu Shi, Tian Bing and Ai Shi, had already passed away. Gu Shi's descendants were the butterfly fishmen, who were also Countess Jie Wei's clansmen. Tian Bing's descendants were the angel fishmen and their lord was the other countess, Yen. As for Ai Shi's descendants, they were the clown fishmen and their lord was Dipper. This clown fishmen clan had continuously declined because of the Sea clan's new royal family's annexation. Currently, they had already become a vassal of the Sea Anemone royal princess and had completely fallen out of their noble status. In other words, there's no seal anymore, right? Yu Yang frowned. If there wasn't a seal, after 6,000 years, and with the Abyss Manatee as a spy, the Heaven Realm Rankers inside might have already run away. Jie Wei is also not clear about the specifics, because grandfather had already passed away more than 1,000 years ago. The Countess' words made Yu Yang feel even more dizzy. 1,000 years? Forget about Heaven Realm Rankers, there probably wouldn't even be an ant left in the secret door. Impatience signaled to Yu Yang not to be anxious. Since they had come to the boundless ocean, they definitely had to go in and take a look. Let's not talk about the situation inside and take the opportunity to find out more about the Sea clan. Now that the Countess was leading the way and the secret door was opened, if there really was a treasure or a sealed Heaven Realm Ranker, they couldn't miss it. Even if there was nothing inside, they could still give Countess Jie Wei a chance to lead her clan to submit to the Yu clan. With Countess Jie Wei's secret help, Yu Yang's plan to raise a female Ocean Empress would be very helpful. Yu Yang also wanted to see the boundless ocean. Although the boundless ocean was only a part of the Sea clan's territory in the 10th floor of Tong Tian Tower, and it wasn't even the biggest ocean, Yu Yang had heard of it for a long time. Ji Zun of Sky Law, third young master, please change your clothes. Empress Jellyfish is determined to reorganize the Sea clan and use the power of the secret door to intimidate the other clans. Thus, a few days ago, she secretly invited the various clan leaders to the Meteor Shower Ocean and enter the secret door together. I'll have to trouble Ji Zun of Sky Law and third young master to disguise as my sister Lan Ban and my subordinate Nig. The Countess clapped her hands. Her trusted maids who were waiting respectfully at a distance hurried over and presented 2 sets of clothes. Other than the disguised Lan Ban and Nig, the Countess also brought 2 other trusted subordinates Chang Wen and Silver Thorn as disguises. She was also very careful to meet with Impatience and Yu Yang first. After the 2 of them had changed their clothes, they returned to their residence to bring Chang Wen and Silver Thorn. This way, even Chang Wen and Silver Thorn didn't know that Lan Ban and Nig were fakes. From this, it could be seen that the Countess was very cautious and meticulous. It was no wonder that she was able to safely survive the cruel battles between the Sea clan and protect herself. Yu Yang and Impatience's figures were slightly different from Nig and Lan Ban's. However, with the help of the Countess's treasure illusion pearl, unless someone had an inherent skill like Yu Yang's Heaven Eyes divine vision, it would be impossible to see through them. When the underwater teleportation portal flashed, they arrived at the most mysterious place in the boundless ocean, the meteor shower ocean. Chapter 565. Meteor Shower Sea. This was indeed a beautiful and fertile land. Other than the islands with many pearls, the coast was covered with silver sand and the sapphire blue sea. Here, the sky and water were the same color, and the blue waves stretched for thousands of miles. When the sea breeze blew, all worries would be swept away. In Meteor Shower Sea, no matter what season it was, it would always be a sunny summer here. The hot but not scorching sunlight could give people the most comfortable sunshine. If one were to talk about the top 10 scenic spots in Tong Tian Tower, Meteor Shower Sea would definitely be in the top 3. There were many innate rankers who pursued the peak but had no hope of reaching it. In their later years, most of them put aside their worldly affairs and chose to settle down here to enjoy their old age. Meteor Shower Sea was also the only sea area in Tong Tian Tower that produced meteor shower shells. This kind of meteor shower pearl grew inside the shells. These pearls could only be sold in the higher levels of Tong Tian Tower. Its value was no less than the wisdom fruit, which was used to cultivate beasts to increase their intelligence. Meteor shower shells were rare. Every pearl needed at least 100 years to grow. A 1,000-year-old meteor shower pearl was already the best in the world. As for 3,000-year-old meteor shower pearl, in the entire Tong Tian Tower, only the Sea Clan's Empress Jellyfish's necklace had 3 of them. Meteor shower pearl, which was more favored by innates than the wisdom fruit, had all kinds of strange abilities. They were all different. However, they all had one thing in common, which was that they could increase the compatibility between innate rankers and their beast. The compatibility between a human and a beast was something that could not be seen, but it really existed. The higher the compatibility between a human and a beast, the stronger the beast would be for its master. The lower the compatibility, the weaker the beast would be for its master, and the easier it would be for it to betray its master. Some people were naturally good at summoning certain creatures. In other words, their compatibility with that creature was very high. Of course, the biggest influence of compatibility was still on the beast itself. If the beast's compatibility with its master was very high, then it would be easier for the beast to transform into a human and become a holy beast. The meteor shower pearl's influence was divided into 2 directions. One was for innate rankers and above to improve themselves. The other was for beasts to improve. No matter what kind of beast it was the desire of the innate beast. There was no one who didn't wish for their beasts to become stronger. There was no one who didn't wish for their beasts to become holy beasts. It was just that there were very few meteor fall pearls, so they were not sold in the lower levels of Tong Tian Tower. Normally, the sea race would appoint a merchant association to sell them on their behalf. For treasures like meteor shower pearls that were hundreds or thousands of years old and above, they were highly sought-after treasures. They had to be auctioned and invited many innate rankers to participate in the bidding. Only then would the final winner be decided. Previously, the illusion pearl that Countess Jiawei used was one of the falling star pearls. However, this illusion pearl was only 1,500 years old pearl. It was far from Empress Jellyfish's 3 destiny falling star pearls that were all more than 3,000 years old. These meteor shower pearls might be related to the fall of the heaven realm rankers. Maybe their remaining energy affected the pearls. The Impatience had disguised herself as the Countess' younger sister, Lan Ban. She did not stay idle along the way, sending messages to Yu Yang from time to time. That's possible. Yu Yang, who was disguised as an IG, nodded in agreement. Let's just conquer this place and slowly search for the meteor shower pearls. Maybe there are still some hidden places that no one has found the meteor shower pearls. The Impatience felt that the time to conquer the endless ocean had come. As long as Yu Yang agreed, then the charm demon clan under her and the demonic palace behind her could all move out. The most important thing was that Yu Yang did not have his own territory in Tong Tian Tower. A place as big as a bean like the Thunder Fortress did not count. Not to mention a ranker like Yu Yang, even a normal innate level 3 and above innate would have a territory that corresponded to their strength. The Sea Clan has occupied this place for more than 6,000 years. They would have searched everywhere in the sea. It would be hard for them to find the meteor shower pearls that no one has found. Yu Yang was not optimistic about this. Anyway, we have nothing to do. This meteor shower ocean is so beautiful, why don't we just take it? Impatience wanted to convince Yu Yang to take this place and give the meteor shower ocean as her dowry in the future. The heaven realm is even more beautiful. Yu Yang laughed. He also liked the meteor shower ocean, but there was no need to rush it. He still had a plan to become the Ocean Empress. When he pushes Hai Yingwu to become the Ocean Empress, wouldn't Hai Yingwu's land be his? It was good to have a big family and a big business, but there were many problems. Yu Yang only wanted to pick up girls now. As long as he had the strength, even if he didn't want his territory, others would automatically come to him. Yu Yang did have a plan to attack the Sea Clan. Of course, the first target was the Black Hell King. After discussing the conditions with the Dragon Emperor, Emperor of the Underworld, Sky Execution and Baruth, Yu Yang would join hands with them to completely destroy the Black Hell King's power, so that he would never have a chance to turn back. Before coming to the Endless Ocean, Yu Yang had already sent a letter to a few bosses, stating the division of profits and inviting them to cooperate. Anyway, while he was eating noodles, he would also give them some soup to drink. Otherwise, how could they cooperate against the Scarlet Emperor? That would be difficult. Heaven Realm, I am really looking forward to it. Impatience giggled, and did not dwell on this topic anymore. At the teleportation circle, a large group of red-clothed servants knelt on both sides. Without exception, they were all clown fishmen who looked like beautiful women. The clown fishmen were actually not ugly. On the contrary, there were many handsome men and beautiful women in this clan. The servants born from the clown fishmen were usually the most beloved servants of many Sea Clan lords. What some evil warriors liked the most was the unique transformation ability of the clown fishmen. They could change between male and female under certain conditions. Of course, the Sea Clan that had this transformation ability was not limited to the clown fishmen. There were almost 100 other Sea Clan that also had this ability. However, there were very few handsome men and beautiful women in the Sea Clan. Their appearance did not really suit the taste of some evil warriors. Hence, they were not as famous as the clown fishmen servant. Welcome Earl, Empress Jellyfish specially ordered me to come and welcome you. The envoy sent by Empress Jellyfish was an innate level 6 Elder Xingpan. In Yu Yang's eyes, this old fellow was just like an octopus. Jiewei pays her respects to the Empress. The Countess bowed slightly, humbly returning the greeting to show her respect to Empress Jellyfish. Who would have thought that the first person to betray the Sea Clan and attract a mortal enemy like Yu Yang would be this Countess who was so respectful to Empress Jellyfish? Yu Yang followed the Countess forward. Along the way, before heading to Empress Jellyfish's Meteor Shower Palace, he saw many strange-looking Sea Clan lords. Moreover, all of them were quite strong. It seemed like these were the elites that Empress Jellyfish had invited or gathered. At the front hall of the palace, Yu Yang saw the leaders of the various regions of the Sea Clan. There was a walrus king with long teeth protruding out of his lips, a dugong elder with a bloated body like a spindle, a lion head queen with a unique shape like a stone, a demon duchess who had huge wings but was not good at controlling lightning. All of them were innate rankers, all of them were above innate level 5. However, they did not join the innate alliance. They formed their own Sea Clan Elders Association, and spread out to occupy the seas above the 7th floor of Tong Tian Tower, becoming the overlord of a certain sea. When the Heaven Realm rankers fell, their remaining inheritance brought great convenience to the rise of the Sea Clan. Even the winged clan of the Guangming continent, the underworld clan of the Dark Continent and the Eastern Goblin tribe, who was known as the strongest in the whole of Tong Tian Tower, could not produce so many innate rankers in such a short period of time. Yu Yang killed more than 10 Sea Clan innates at the graveyard of the sea in one go. He thought that they would be greatly weakened. He did not expect that when he came today, he found that there were more than 20 old fellows who came to participate in the secret meeting. He could not help but sweat. No wonder the Ocean Emperor felt so much pressure. There were so many experts in the Sea Clan. After obtaining the remaining energy of the Heaven Realm rankers, the Sea Clan indeed have many innates. However, that is not a big deal. This is because these innates did not train themselves to become innate. Not only are they weaker than innates who train hard, they are also harder to break through. Look at the Abyss Manatee. Those Heaven Realm monsters are naturally strong, but we can still kill them now. External help can only protect our lives in the early stages. If we can't improve in the later stages, we are basically trash. Impatience looked down on the Sea Clan expert. Beauty, that is because you have talent. Normal people without talent would not be able to train themselves to become innate. They would definitely want to have a fortuitous encounter. Yu Yang was secretly speechless. Not to mention others, just looking at the group of old men in the soaring dragon continent, they almost went crazy from their desire to become innate. If they were given a choice, one would be to become innates, but they would not be able to improve in the future. The other would be to slowly improve and spend 100 to 200 years before becoming innates in their old age. If this choice was placed in front of the old men in the soaring dragon continent, 90% of them would choose to become innates immediately. If they did not want to become innates, they would not let Yu Yang do the blood awakening. In other words, no one did not want to become innate. It was just that they did not have the opportunity. Empress Jellyfish sent out a messenger to invite the various clan leaders to enter. Of course, the trusted aides that accompanied them were all left outside. When Countess Jie Wei entered the Meteor Shower Palace, she intentionally or unintentionally looked at Yu Yang and Impatience. Yu Yang understood what she meant. She hoped that Yu Yang and Impatience, who did not have the qualifications to participate in the secret meeting, would be careful and not expose their identities. Impatience smiled slightly. Yu Yang also nodded. Anyway, the people who were left outside were the trusted aides of the sea generals or the clan leaders. They were not familiar with each other and had scruples. Furthermore, none of the sea generals outside had surpassed innates. Yu Yang could instantly kill them with one finger. Hence, he was not worried about exposing his identity at all. Yu Yang and Impatience, of course, did not look for trouble. They slightly retreated from the crowd and kept a distance from the people around them. However, Chang Wen and In Si did not know that the two of them were fake. They even took the initiative to introduce a few Sea Clan generals who had a good relationship with their clan and might have the opportunity to cooperate with them. This made Yu Yang speechless. He hastily said a few words and did not say anything. Humph! A sea urchin man was driven away by Yu Yang's arrogance. However, his archenemy, the Starfish General, ran over and took the initiative to shake hands with Yu Yang. I have admired General Nig's name for a long time. Seeing you today, you are indeed extraordinary. As a carnivorous echinoderms expert, I despise those useless sea hedgehogs. I also feel ashamed of the Sea Clan that is of the same species as them. Let's not care about those idiots that reproduce like infectious diseases. Those fellows and sea cucumbers are the shame of us echinoderms experts. Aha, so it turns out that General Nig also has a sea cucumber beast. It looks very cute. Yes, the greatest contribution of the sea cucumber clan, other than meat, is to have it as an ornamental pet. I am Li Wan, the #1 Sea General under Countess Yen. Not bad, it's an honor to meet you. On the surface, Yu Yang politely shook hands with him, but he was very angry in his heart. He secretly cursed that this fellow was not a starfish, but a chatterbox. Meow meow meow? Hui Tai Lang, who was pretending to be a sea cucumber, had the intention to tease this chatterbox. Your sea cucumber beast can speak? It's too smart. Looks like the sea cucumber branch might give birth to a holy beast. The starfish General Li Wan praised Hui Tai Lang in surprise and flattered him, causing Hui Tai Lang to smile from ear to ear. Yu Yang was speechless. Although sea clan beasts were not very smart, it shouldn't be this exaggerated, right? If it wasn't because he wanted to enter the secret door to take a look, Yu Yang would not even bother with this kind of chatterbox. Was there really a Heaven Realm ranker inside the secret door of the Sea Clan? Or were there some abyss manatees inside? Chapter 566. Yu Yang almost went crazy under the torment of the chatterbox, starfish General Li Wan. Compared to this guy, the long-winded fatty Hai was like a mute. It turned out that no matter which world it was, Tripitaka existed. Yu Yang wanted to sew this guy's mouth up with a needle and thread several times, but he endured it in the end. If he made a move now, he wouldn't be able to get any treasures in the secret door. Anyway, he had suffered for so long. If he didn't reap some benefits and return to the soaring dragon continent, he would be letting himself down. Yu Yang turned a deaf ear to the starfish general's words, treating him as a cicada on a tree. Wait, when I come out of the secret door, I'll sew your mouth up. Yu Yang secretly made this decision. Although he ignored the starfish general, this Li Wui did not seem to have any intention of leaving. He actually got along well with Hui Tai Lang and had a pleasant conversation. Hee. The impatiens secretly laughed and comforted Yu Yang. Due to her fake identity, she didn't step forward to help, but waited for the Countess to come out. You're really a smart sea cucumber. Yes, I've never seen a sea cucumber smarter than you. Do you know? Originally, I was very, very disappointed in the sea cucumber clan because they're too stupid. They don't strive for progress all day and are lazy in everything they do. You'll never see them participate in any banquets, unless they appear as meat on the dinner plate. If there's one smart sea cucumber clan in 10,000 like you, then I'll be proud of my clan. As an echinoderm, I can barely lift my head because sea urchins and sea cucumbers are very disappointing. Only us, the starfish clan, can barely support the echinoderms. The starfish general complained to Hui Tai Lang. Hui Tai Lang replied in various foreign languages, such as meow meow, woof, roar, squeak, chirp chirp and so on. As the starfish general talked non-stop, time passed minute by minute. Finally, the middle door of the meteor shower palace opened. The Sea Clan meeting ended. A group of Sea Clan lords came out in a line. The Countess seemed to be troubled as she walked at the back of the crowd. What's wrong? The impatiens was pretending to be Countess Zhang's sister, so she naturally went forward to ask. And Yu Yang, General Nig, took the chance to get rid of the chatterbox. Empress Jellyfish suggested that all the lords enter the secret door together. After the elders' discussion, more than half of the elders agreed. The Countess looked at Yu Yang and whispered, I have a bad premonition. I hope it's just a misconception. Don't worry, we will protect your safety. Yu Yang's words were not only General Nig's declaration, it was also the Yu clan's third young master's guarantee. Other than the 3 rune keys, we also need the fresh blood of 1,000 warriors. The Countess lowered her voice, her tone carrying a kind of uncontrollable anger. I originally didn't know that it would be like this. I thought that handing over the moon key would be enough. I didn't expect that Empress Jellyfish would still have the fresh blood of 1,000 experts. Even if there are 600 captives, the Sea Clan has killed dozens of clans to make up for the numbers. I believe that within 300 years, the Sea Clan will not be able to recover. The fresh blood of 1,000 warriors? Yu Yang felt strange. Wasn't the secret door a teleportation door? Why did it need fresh blood? We need at least 1,000 experts who are stronger than level 6 elders. In order to gather the blood of 1,000 people, the various clans of the Sea Clan have suffered losses, including us butterfly fishmen. Some ocean knights who had no hope of becoming ocean generals were gathered here by Empress Jellyfish a while ago. What makes people angry is that none of Empress Jellyfish's own personal guards have been sacrificed. The Countess was most dissatisfied with this point. Everyone, it's almost time to open, please head to the Sea God Palace quickly. Elder Xing Pan's voice came from afar. The various lords who were discussing had no choice but to choose their most reliable subordinates to follow them to the Sea God Palace. Everyone knew that it was Empress Jellyfish who forced them to open the secret door. The problem was that no one dared to go against her. After all, Empress Jellyfish was a woman that even the Ocean Emperor Guanlan could not conquer. Not only was she powerful, she was also cunning and had a strong family. Behind her, there were at least 10 powerful Sea Clan elders and the entire Sea Clan supporting her. Furthermore, there was the Sea God's executioner left behind by the Sea God. It was always in Empress Jellyfish's hands and became her king's scepter to command the entire Sea Clan. Yu Yang quickly followed behind the Countess, pretending to be a loyal subordinate. He lowered his head and observed secretly. In front of the Sea God Palace built to commemorate the Abyss Manatee, Yu Yang finally saw Empress Jellyfish, the legendary powerful woman. Her forehead was high, her eyes were deep, her facial features were distinct, and her appearance displayed a completely different kind of nobility. Even if she did not wear a crown, did not wear the gorgeous empress clothes, and changed into a normal servant's clothes, it would definitely not be able to conceal her strong aura of a superior. This woman was born to be in charge. Anyone who saw her for the first time would not be impressed by her beauty, but by her aura. This kind of aura could only be seen on a man. However, the aura that Empress Jellyfish emitted was not inferior to any man in the world. A woman's name flashed through Yu Yang's mind, Wu Zetian. Maybe this Empress Jellyfish was the same type of woman as the female emperor in China's history, the unprecedented and unmatched Wu Zetian. They had a domineering aura that even men might not have, and could easily control the people of the world. Other than having outstanding intelligence, their ambition was also extraordinary. Once you become enemies with this kind of woman, unless you could defeat her in one blow, it would be very dangerous. Sirs, the Ocean Emperor passed away early, and there are many strong enemies. For the rise of the Sea Clan, I have no choice but to cut off all means of retreat and come up with this plan. I hope that sirs will consider the life and death of the Sea Clan, and help me and my children to regain the glory of the Sea Clan. Empress Jellyfish did not treat her subordinates with arrogance and disrespect. On the contrary, she behaved very humbly, as if they would be bullying her if they did not agree. This woman is powerful. Impatience secretly transmitted a message to Yu Yang, exclaiming in admiration. The most powerful thing about Empress Jellyfish was her hidden strength. On the surface, Empress Jellyfish was an innate level 8. However, with Yu Yang's Heaven Eyes divine vision, he could clearly see her hidden strength. This Empress Jellyfish's strength was as high as an innate level 10. She also had many treasures on her. No wonder even the strong Ocean Emperor Guanlan could not subdue her. Although this kind of opponent was a woman, she was no less dangerous than the Black Hell King. If he did not kill her, there would be endless disasters. Yu Yang's killing intent was stirred. To prevent his killing intent from leaking out and alerting Empress Jellyfish, he quickly lowered his head and did not look at this woman. Sister Jiawei, please come over to Sister's side. Although General Nig is brave, there are too few guards. We do not know how dangerous it is to enter the secret door. Sister Jiawei is of noble birth, and if you get hurt, it would be Sister's fault. Empress Jellyfish personally came over and brought the Countess to her personal guards. She even looked at Yu Yang subconsciously. "Thank you, Empress." The Countess knew that she was being held hostage, but she could not resist. If not for Yu Clan's third young master and Sky Law, she would have died today. When the Countess thought of this, cold sweat formed on her back. Yu Yang quickly lowered his head. Luckily, after experiencing the Death Arena and the Heaven Realm battle, Yu Yang gradually understood the sovereign's heart that Ji Zun taught him. He also gained confidence after killing a heaven-ranked rancor. Now, even when facing a strong woman like Empress Jellyfish, he could still conceal himself. Of course, to be able to deceive Empress Jellyfish, the most important thing was to rely on his disguise, inherent skill. Otherwise, if he only relied on the illusion pearl to change his appearance, a smart woman like Empress Jellyfish would be suspicious sooner or later. Sea God Palace. This was the Sea God Palace that was built to commemorate the Abyss Manatee. In the innermost part, there was a huge statue of the Abyss Manatee. It looked like it was one level higher than the two Abyss Manatees that Yu Yang had captured. It wore a golden crown on its head and held a huge blade in its hand. The statue was lifelike and looked extremely mighty. On the two sides of the palace, there were various dead sea innates in different postures. The statue of the Ocean Emperor Guan Lan was also among them. However, it was only at the 8th position on the left side of the door. If not for Yu Yang recognizing him, he would not have been able to find this Ocean Emperor. In the inner part of the Sea God Palace, there was a snow-white wall. When Empress Jellyfish's subordinates smashed this wall, it immediately revealed a dark passage. The entire passage was built with a special kind of Heaven Realm meteorite. The Sea Clan's Hercules, which could easily smash walls, could not move this meteorite at all. Even when Empress Jellyfish used the Sea God's beheading blade to unleash the sword Ripple, it only left a small mark on the ground. Seeing this scene, the spectators were all moved. The secret door can only be opened with the Sun, Moon and Falling Star keys. Currently, I only have the Sun key. I hope that Sister Jiawei and Sister Yen can cooperate with me to open the secret door together. Empress Jellyfish did not actually have the Sun key. The Sun key was originally the possession of the clown fishman elder Ai Shur. However, Ai Shur passed away, and the younger generation became the vassals of the Sea Clan's royal family. Such an important Sun key could not be kept. As the Empress wishes. The Countess took out a shining moon key. Together with Countess Yen, who took out the falling star key, they followed Empress Jellyfish to the secret door. A rumbling sound came from the front and the ground shook. The originally dark passage immediately emitted a strange light. The strange light was dazzling and did not disappear for a long time. After about a minute, the strange light disappeared. What appeared in front of everyone was a snowy wilderness. The snowy wilderness and the passage that everyone was in were only separated by a door. There was a huge meteorite metal door that was covered in runes. It was half open, and in front of the meteorite metal door, there were 3 runic array sacrificial altars. On each of them, there was a small keyhole for the Sun, Moon and Falling Star keys. The 3 runic arrays emitted a blood-red light, making people feel very uncomfortable. It was as if there was a bloody smell that represented death. Elder Xingpan, the old octopus, waved his hand and immediately 2 ocean knights threw a trembling clown fishman into the secret door. Boom! The clown fishman that was thrown into the secret door did not even have the chance to land on the ground. He exploded in midair and died. Obviously, there was some kind of law that prohibited living beings from entering. You're tuning in to the Phoenix Knights YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.